Hello and good evening. So happy to see everyone again. Welcome to Emerald City Nights, a Shadowrun 5th edition actual play here on the Rook and Rasps channel. Tonight we return to our team of runners currently en route out of the Dan and Dan warehouse, package in hand, enemies soon behind. Uh, my name is Azushunamir. I am the GM. I use they, them pronouns, and these are our runners. Corey, who are
Yes.
you and your runner?
I am Jackie. She, her pronouns for the character. Technically, anything for me. I respond to it all. I don't have a preference. Uh, Jackie is our resident walking ball of chaos and sex appeal who happens to wield a sword. All right. Let's go
John?
with Greg. Or
Hi. Oh, I am John. I have the smoky, sexy voice tonight, just so everyone knows. But I'm playing Wraith, the group's elf sniper. That's it for me, really.
On to Greg.
I'm Greg the Rose. I'm playing Tankard, our dwarven rigger, and current getaway driver.
Stevie.
All right. Hey, y'all. My name is Stevie. I use he, him, himself pronouns, and I play Fairbank, the dwarven chaos mage who's a former carny turned shadowrunner and who's just here for a good time and hopefully a long time.
We can only hope. So, as I said last time, we were in the warehouse, or outside of the warehouse, actually. Tankard and Fairbank had just picked up Jackie after her the unfortunate passing of her bike. Rip Jackie's bike.
Well, at least it wasn't Jackie herself after that spectacular free fall.
Yes, having just jumped off of the roof inadvertently, and walking away far better than anyone should or would have expected.
She has built-in airbags. What can I say?
Yes. So we were getting on the road. Our how to put it? Corvette assailant had just been neutralized, and as far as you can tell, checking from the rotodrone and looking around yourselves, nothing else seems to be coming for you right now.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
And you could just give me a thumbs up for this, John, but if I remember right, Wraith was in front of the van.
Actually, I was letting them through the gate first, so I'll actually be behind the van.
Okay. As the van goes forward and Wraith comes up behind with their kind of little scuffed up at this point bike,
It's doing better than mine.
It's doing a fair sight better than yours. You guys get onto the 5, and start your way from west central Tacoma all the way up to Snohomish on the complete opposite end of the nation state.
I feel like it's also important to note that I still have armor up, so it still has a clown nose on the car and stuff like that. So I'm not letting that down just yet.
Yes. So after a couple of minutes, again, your rotodrone is able to keep up with your van. Does your van have a drone bay, Tankard?
Not on top or anything. I usually just keep it shoved in the back.
Okay. So, I
There is
guess
no
I asked.
docking.
Okay, because I was gonna say you may have to like pull off on the side of the road and let your rotodrone catch up, because while it can catch up for the first couple of minutes, once you actually hit that 5 and you finally get that 80 mile an hour Here on the 5 in Tacoma, you can hit 80, but once you're out of Tacoma, the 5 goes down to a 60 mile an hour.
Gotcha.
But that's if we obey the speed limit.
That's true.
That is true. You are totally within your right to go as fast as that GMC Bulldog will go.
Can I use, when we pull off to the side for a moment, can I use that moment to heal Jackie?
Yes. Jackie and Fairbank, what does that look like?
So Fairbank is going to take in Jackie's appearance and say, hey, do you want me to pop you off a heal here? You look like you took that landing kinda hard.
Would be appreciated. I'll see my esthetician later.
So, each spell Fairbank casts looks a little bit different from each spell because he's a chaos mage. He picks and chooses different things, different traditions, different styles of things. So it's a little bit of a cluster, but it's still the same kind of different colored lights, kind of like a prestidigitation type thing that goes into Jackie. And let me go ahead and cast heal.
Would it work easier if you have my token to target? And that's just a purely mechanical roll 20 question.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Because the spell, yes, that's all we need. So that is 6 successes. You do resist more than the drain, so that's nice. Hits, heal, box damage. So how would you like to split that 6 successes, Fairbank?
How are you on your physical track?
I'm a little wounded, but I'm not. Let me see if there's an easier way to read it. You know, I'm gonna do the meta thing. I'm sorry, unless anybody objects. I'm only at 3 wounds, so I have more stun than physical damage. So
Then why don't I do 2 successes to physical, 4 to stun?
okay.
Will 4 take you up off a modifier?
Yes.
It should take me down to 1 stun and 1 physical. So
Perfect.
And
Okay.
it's every 3 damage, whether physical or stun, that you take a -1. So even going from 3 damage to 2 damage, that takes away a -1 already from wound penalties.
yeah,
So that's pretty good.
that is really good. So
Yeah.
yay!
Oh, and I give you a band-aid.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can, as Fairbank is doing his carny mumbo jumbo, you really feel what was that kind of dull aching right around your chest and stomach. It like slowly over time. It'll take about 12 to 15, 18. I can do math. Seconds before it fully kind of sets in, but it's kind of like right after you take a Tylenol and all of your pain starts to just, whew, that feels a lot better.
Speaking of, I need to take some later. Don't let me forget when we're on break.
Yes, I will definitely remember that. All right. So, with the drone in the van, the stop over, would you just stop on the side of the road, or would you stop at like a gas station or something?
That's a good question. I guess it depends on what's around. It would probably be one of those P-brake and like pull over to probably a gas station more than anything.
Yeah, in this part of Tacoma, especially since you're on the 5 already, there's one of those big trucker stations. It's very easy to tell it used to be a Love's trucker station, but now it's Stuffer Shack, the premier convenience store of Seattle. So while you're there, does anybody get anything? Anybody go inside?
Nah.
Yeah, just a quick in and out, I would think.
All right.
I think I actually am going to go inside. I think I'm going to call up my contact and ask him if they know who R&R is.
Ooh, okay. Which one?
I have a friend. Let me go to my contact sheet here. Call Ezra Parks, my fence, since he knows about weaponry and stuff like that, and see if he's ever heard of a R&R company, security company.
Right. Let me just do a little behind the scenes.
And I would have obviously given the team, if they didn't hear it through my vocals, I would have told them directly what Mr. Troll told me, which player can't remember, but Jackie probably would.
Yes. That there, a security corporation, pretty new. Nobody knows what exactly R&R stands for. Just that it is the name. And actually, that's pretty much all you get from your friend Ezra. Let me see. Did we put in the notes? We did not. As you're standing by the stuffer shack, waiting for Ezra to pick up. They pick up. Hey, Wraith. What did you need?
Hey, ever heard of an R&R security group? Might be getting their own weaponry.
No, I've not heard anybody by that name, but you can hear sort of the scritching of stylus on electric paper. Give me how long before you need to know something about them?
We're actually going to be driving through your area probably in the next 30 minutes.
Okay.
Where are you if I need to sell some stuff?
I am actually going to be in Northwest Bellevue. I'm gonna be right over by Lake Park. So if you come through that way, yeah, I'll have my van out. We're selling stuff today, so
Good.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
I appreciate the business.
Hey, happy to buy. Let's do this.
All right, and they hang up. Would anyone else like to call any contacts, use any lifelines?
Jackie will send a text to Jack, just kind of a quick, hey, R&R isn't Renraku. They're a new security corp. Any whispers? Sort of text.
You unfortunately get left on red, which specifically for Jack, you know that's like 9 times out of 10. That's what's gonna happen. But then in like a couple of days, a couple weeks at worst, he'll be like, okay, here's what I can tell you for 5,000. Here's what I can tell you for 10,000. And here's what I can tell you for 150,000.
Yeah. And then before we pull out, or even as we're pulling out, she's just gonna send a quick text to Shadow going sad face emoji.
Oh.
Just not good.
He responds with a gif of, do you know on Discord the little bears that hug?
Yes. Oh, those are so
Yes.
cute.
Yeah, he sends you one of those.
Day immediately better.
Stevie, do you
I want to text my good buddies Dan and Dan, say en route, truck emoji, sunflower emoji, frowny face emoji, piece of pie.
you get back not an emoji, but a happy face, just colon in parenthesis and question mark.
I leave them on red.
Uh, and finally, Tankard, is there anything you do while at the gas station?
No, I'd fly the drone in, pack it up, put it in its case, make sure it's all styrofoamed, and shove it, and then throw the case in the back at hard and get in the car and be ready to go.
Just don't hit Wade on your way to throw it in.
No, not at all, not at all. Pet weight on the head, and then, yeah. All right, let's go.
All right. So as you leave, the only thing that I'll mention is you can hear south, possibly past the Seattle border, somewhere in the Sally Sheet you hear the sound of war drums. Now, you have no reason to believe that this has anything to do with you, but it's a weird rolling. It's almost like a storm. It comes over you. You start setting everything in the van, and then it rolls past you, heading northwest.
Would either my area knowledge of Seattle or my knowledge of Salish language be any help here?
Salish, unfortunately, no on both.
Okay.
I believe Fairbank, you may have some relevant knowledges.
So I have knowledge, area knowledge Seattle with a specialization in Redmond. And I also have some magic traditions, if this is a magic traditions. I have psychology, shadow community, city speak.
I would say roll me that magic traditions, please.
Yeah. All right. Let's go. Ooh, 2 successes.
Nice.
All right. You know that in a number of the Native American magic traditions around here, there are for the kind of thing that this is, believe that it may have been an overcasted confusion spell that just was probably meant for somewhere else, but now it's over here.
I say to everyone in the truck, "Oh, that's not a good sound. There might be some spell work coming in hot on us here. Some confusion. So if you start feeling really confused, like more than normal, don't operate any machinery. I'll do my best to dispel it if it gets within range."
Okay, good, because I was just about to ask. Also, out of character, are you still sustaining the illusion on Jackie, though? Okay, so you're only down to one. Broken. Okay, so you're only down to 1 sustained spell, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay, you might want to adjust that because it said you had 2 sustained on your roll.
Oh no!
Ooh. And actually, if that matters to you, you can roll me another 2d6 if you want to, because that wouldn't have applied to your heal spell. So.
Let's see.
Thank you for that catch.
Oh, 3 successes.
All right.
3 successes. Oh, okay.
Total. It's like, how'd you get that from 1 die?
Yeah. So yeah, you could use that one other heal somewhere. If you so feel.
Yeah, let's get rid of the last one of Jackie's physical things. I do like an extra band-aid, like a second one. And it does a better job than the first band-aid. Yeah.
Directly on forehead. It's a cute little heart, so it looks more like a visual K thing or something. That's what I'm gonna imagine it at.
Oh, you know Fairbank has an assortment of band-aid shapes and also colors and designs.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean that'll work.
All right. Okay, so you finally pack everything up, get back on the road. As you're pulling out, not a whole lot of nonsense going on. However, as you kind of hit that bend from going purely east up north, and you see that split between the 5 and the 18, which you're going to jump onto the 18 before going up the 187, per your previous route idea.
Yes.
So there's that split, and at that juncture, there is a massive pileup. It's looking like a 45-car pileup.
Oh, wow.
That's not good.
Now, the way that this area is, there's actually a little bit of a grassy area. So there's the whole big pileup, little bit of a grassy area. And Tankard, you think if you jackknife it just right, you could probably use that grassy area to get onto the 18, because from where you are, and from what you're hearing on the radio and seeing on Gazoogle, it's completely empty on the 18 right now.
Absolutely, I'd try it. Hold on.
All right, give me a driving, please, or pilot groundcraft.
Pilot groundcraft, and I'll have a +2 from the handling.
It's funny because I think Dark Heresy and its sister game Deathwatch also, like, their role is called Pilot Groundcraft, which is very funny.
And we get
So
5.
yeah. So
Hey, Wraith, we're taking a detour.
Following.
Oh, so actually, yes, Wraith, I will also need a Pilot Groundcraft.
Okay, yeah, fun.
Fun.
Let's see, where is it on my sheet? Oh, there it is. I also have a 2 bonus from my bike, because it has
Okay.
a skill soft on it.
Awesome. That was a great idea. So yes, so that's with a +2. All right. That's. Oh no. Okay. So, you both see the green. You both see the dirt patch or the grass patch, and Tankard, you're like, all right, let's go. You hit that curb pretty hard. There's the rock that everyone inside feels, but after that, it's pretty good going until you hit the curb again, back onto the 18. Wraith, you hit that curb pretty well, actually. But as you're going through, the grass is deceptive because there's actually a big hill underneath. So you hit that heavy, tall grass, it gets all up in your wheels, and it hurls you forward. If you
Dang
could
it.
give me a soak, please.
All right. Where is that?
Damage soak is on your first tab, the main tab, under defense.
All right, there we go. Let's do it. It didn't go through?
It did not. Darn.
Not.
Trying again.
Okay.
Here
There we go.
There we go.
Okay, so luckily, although it throws you forward into the grass, you stand up, no worse for wear, which is pretty lucky because you were going a full, 60 miles an hour. You get up, dust the grass off, and Tanker, do you stop or do you keep going?
Yeah. If I see it or if I hear like as they fall off the bike, I will definitely slow down and like, Rafe.
Give me a
You
second. Give
okay?
me a second.
Okay.
I march the bike up the hill a bit, check to see if it's gonna work still.
Okay. Thankfully, it is. It takes just a couple of revolutions. You throw up a little bit of mud, but you get all that tall grass out.
Awesome.
Coming on, let's keep going.
And I'll
Right.
hit it.
All right. You won't need another drive because it was just to navigate that
That rough patch.
that little rough area. Getting on the 18, it's pretty good, and you're not really going to hit any more nonsense. Basically, until you hit. Remind me, where Bellevue? Because I remember those were the two options. The problem with Bellevue was that there were 3 stops, there were 3 police checks, and Redmond is just Redmond.
I think we were dodging around the lake, right?
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
going
I think so.
towards Redmond.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Then yeah, you would actually stay on the 18 right all the way up through Renton and basically follow the 18 through Renton until you got to the edge of Redmond. Get on the 90 and then up through Redmond. So what's great about Redmond is, again, there's exactly one road in the entirety of Redmond that has grid guide on it. And even then, like certain parts of it,
Our question.
you go, yes, you go one way straight through Redmond if you use grid guide. So once you get into Redmond, it's pretty nice. It's nice. It's not immediately death, but as you're going through, you hear a number of things. Gunfire all around. For those of you who have been to, know of, or have lived in Redmond, that's pretty normal. It kind of makes it feel homey. And then you would hear the artillery going off. The heavy booms of the shells flying across Redmond from enemy gangs. The helicopters with their air-to-surface missiles and small miniguns going off. For anyone who's never been to Shadowrun Redmond, this is par for the course. This is everyday stuff. But if you've never been to Redmond, this may catch you off guard.
Jackie's got one of her hidey holes in Redmond for this exact reason.
Yes.
If somebody's chasing her, they're gonna have to deal with, like, everything else in Redmond.
And Fairbank grew up in Redmond, so he yawns demurely behind his hand. He's like, "Oh, this is making me sleepy. This reminds me of home."
Sounds like Mr. Jenkins got an upgrade.
Mr. Jenkins?
Making a joke.
Oh.
You know, like, every neighborhood has their eccentric personality. It kind of...
Yes.
I follow you now.
Fairbank, the astral pain of Glow City. While everyone, even mundanes, can sort of feel it, it might just feel like your regular, again, radiation poisoning kind of a sickness, but you being awakened yourself can still feel the astral scar that was what happened in Glow City. And you will feel that all the way until you are fully away from Glow City.
Yeah, Fairbank is gonna just very pointedly not look in the direction of Glow City, and he just becomes more quiet during this leg of the journey.
Alright. That being said, would it help if Jackie sat on the outside between you and the radiation? Just to help. She's probably sitting
I
on
mean-
the like sandwiching you between you and Tankard anyway, just because keeping, you know, the caster
Space.
safe.
Yeah, I think it'd be funny to see us like switch seats. I think I think Fairbank would say like it's fine. It's just gonna be like this no matter what until we get past this part.
Still don't want you getting shot.
No, me neither. Me neither.
It'll be fine. My driving's fine. That's fine. We're all okay here. How are you?
Jackie just gives this look like, okay, yeah, you got a point, actually.
All right. With that lake park, did Wraith say out loud to everybody that they wanted to detour to Lake Park?
I'll mention it, but only if we have the time, because our time frame, we don't have a lot of time to get our package where we're going. But I'm like contacting Tinker, and I'm like, hey, does it look like we can make that stop or not? Do we need anything?
I don't think we need anything, but if you want to take point, we can hit it if you need to.
All right, I'll go ahead and tell my contact we're coming in.
All right. So yeah, it's so far the detour is only adding another 10 or 20 minutes, and especially with that big pile up, it's looking like the road ahead of you guys is going to be real open. So you're still looking like it's going to be totally fine to get in on time. Just when you talk to your person, don't spend too much time. You don't have to be like, here's the thing, but
Now, pretty much I pull in, walk up, toss the, well, I hand off the magical stuff to Stevie, and I toss the AK-95 on the table and say, hey, what you want to trade? You got some grenades?
let's see, that was Ezra asking for any particular kind of grenades or just whatever they have on hand.
Frag, preferably.
Let's go with that. So as you step up and set the AK-96 on the table, they pick it up, kind of look at it. This is real nice. Takes the mag out, sees the top of the magazine, and says, puts it back in and kind of slides it back towards you. I don't know enough about these people to be taking their stuff off of you right now. I hope you understand.
Okay. But really quick, and I pop the magazine into the gun and, rack a shell. Do you know anything about them?
No, from the little bit of research I've been able to do, they're all I know is that they're brand new. Currently, they're rated as a C-level corporation, so I'd be surprised if anybody outside of downtown knows about them, to be honest. But it's very concerning, because to go from a Z all the way up to a E with no appreciable
Means they're taking
They've
other
got-
people's stuff and paying really good for it.
Yeah, that sounds about how you would do that.
Good. Good to know. Thank you.
Yeah.
Got those grenades?
Yeah, right here. They pull up a plastic box, and as soon as they look in, they're like, I think some motherfucker just stole all of my grenades. When you're done with what you're doing, would you like a little money on the side?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for the information at least. We gotta run.
Okay. Before you go, do you know any Decker friends?
Yeah. I can hook you up.
Okay, yeah. Because I think I know who it is, but you're on a time clock, I understand. You go ahead, just let them know that I'd like to take their services. Pay for their service.
You got it. As we pull off, I'll radio Tanker to be like, hey, if you want some extra work, I think I found some for you.
Sure. Let's let's focus on this one and then we'll talk. Absolutely.
Let's do it.
So I will say this area, the Lake Park area is, it's sort of like a flea market, but it's very obviously an illegal flea market because it used to be a big parking lot for some corporation, but the burned out, abandoned shell of that corporation is at the head of it. And there's just all of these vans, RVs, kind of food truck type things that are selling all sorts of stuff. BTLs, weapons. There's a couple of things that are all you can grab needles, including sewing needles, hilariously. So yeah.
Weird. Until I see that they're selling bliss, and then I'm like, oh, later. And I keep going.
Yeah, I will say, actually, Frank, you know about these sorts of places because small ones would pop up in front of the carnival that you would work at. And Tankard, you've heard of these sorts of places basically in the context of what's the best van for this kind of work. I mean, selling stuff is work, so.
Yeah.
Does anyone else peruse the wares despite what Wraith has said?
Well, I mean, while Wraith is talking, Jackie's probably just on the lookout for any interesting looking swords, but that's about it.
Oh, there is one. It's on one of those, like, plastic fold-out tables. And so you've got a couple of, on it, there's a couple of, like, pure wall hanger, like, World of Warcraft replica garbage. But then there's one that's just covered, from hilt to swedge in black, which normally wouldn't say anything, but it's got like this shadowy dry ice effect. So instead of it being a white plume, it's a black plume. And as well, right in the hilt is a red emerald in the shape of an eye. Red emerald. Ruby. A ruby. I call those. And actually, as you look at it, could you please give me a willpower plus intuition test?
Oh,
As
okay.
well, anybody else who looks at it, I will also need a willpower plus intuition test.
Willpower plus intuition is... oh god.
Fairbank is clicking through all the radio stations in Tinker's car.
I need to figure out how to do a custom roll. You know, I'm just gonna roll them separately and just take the cumulative.
Okay. I will also mention, just
Oh, you know
in
what?
case we
I know
need
how
it
to-
again. Pardon?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
On your character sheet, on the main tab, in the top right, you'll see standard rolls. If
Okay.
you hit with wounds and sustained spells, that first button, that's a standard roll, and it'll ask you what your pool is. Just add the numbers together, and no extra modifiers.
And that is my mental limit, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This tab. No.
2 successes, so...
I see. Okay. Boy, oh boy, you want that sword. Oh man, you've never wanted anything in your life as much as you want that sword.
So while I'm looking at this, can I roll my knowledge swords too?
Absolutely.
See, why do I want this sword so badly? Or blade design, which is swords specialty.
Okay. Is it swords with a blade design? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Okay. So yeah, this counts. Right. 'Cause
If not, no.
no,
yeah.
that's totally the right one.
Why did I add my edge?
You may have accidentally hit the edge button while. Yeah. So if you will
So-
re-roll it,
Yes, I will reroll that because I mean.
or you could take. I believe we do still have 3 table edge.
You know, I'll use one of my edges. My table edge or one of my personal. I can either one. So I
I'd
don't
say
know how
table
many
edge.
edges we. I'll use a table edge.
Yeah.
It'll
same,
give us
might
a
as
chance
well use
to-
your table.
Yeah,
Yeah.
give us a good reminder.
Yes.
So yes, I'll.
Okay. Okay, so with that, as you're walking up, as you're sort of feeling compelled to walk up and you get a better look at it, you recognize this, firstly, as a shamshir. So it's a Middle Eastern type blade that curves. It has a very intense curve. But as well, this specific kind of blade is very much reminding you of a sort of urban legend around Seattle. It's called Kai's Blade. Kye, Kai's Blade. Named after a fourth world elvish man who is said to have found this blade somewhere around what is modern day UCAS, around Louisville. And as well, remembering it, you do remember, oh yes, it is currently, legend has it, it is possessed by a
Oh no, do we lose Esther?
Oh no.
dragon
no.
slayer. Might not. Oh, hello?
Yeah. Some packet
Hi.
loss going on. So I caught that it was possessed by
Oh,
a
no.
dragon slayer of some sort.
Yes, a dragon slayer spirit. So being unawakened and not really around the magic world, you don't exactly know what that means or if that's even a good or bad thing. But it does explain this mystic compulsion.
Does Maya sensing give me anything?
If you felt the need to sense it.
Oh, you know what? No, Fairbank wasn't paying attention. Fair point.
But you just see kind of Jackie kind of veer off, just like with that glazed look in her eyes of like shiny thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the anime sparkly eye kind of.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right.
Now, does somebody stop her before I look up? How much do I have on me? Probably not enough.
Fairbank will say, what you looking at?
Shiny sword. I want.
We have nice swords at home. Fairbank says,
But this one's special. And Jackie will, like, 5-word that, possessed Dragon Slayer sword. Urban legend kind of thing.
Are you sure it's not like a dollar replica or something?
Well, that depends on how much it is. How much is it? If there's a price tag nearby.
Yes, actually, as you step up, hilariously, there's a rotodrone behind the counter that has a very uncanny valley set of eyes and a little like mechanical metal mouth that just very poorly opens and closes, and it says, Hello. Would you like to buy Kai's Shamshir? Only 641,000 new yen. You really want that sword?
I really want that sword, but I don't have that. Literally, that's what Jackie's sounding like right now. It's just like trying to form words, but obviously very disappointed. So
I put my hand on Jackie's forearm. I think I'm within sight of this blade now. Do I need to make a roll for that, or am I like focusing on Jackie?
I thought you were in Tankard's.
Oh, I wanna hop out like as after Jackie and I have this conversation and Jackie wanders out. I'll hop out and follow Jackie.
I would say you meet up with her right as that rotodrone is like, how much do you have on you currently? That's when you would like hand on her. What are you doing?
You know, we could always come back here after the job. This place doesn't close.
yeah, this is a one-of-a-kind sword. Like, just that kind of general like debate within herself that she's not necessarily winning, but common sense will eventually prevail. It's just how fast does it take her to get to that common sense? So she does mumble back to the drone, just kind of absently, about 4,000 yen. And it's like,
How about 3,000 new yen for the sword?
Jackie perks up at that because that just sounds like bullshit.
Okay. Okay. I want to sense this sword. That's not good.
Okay. Yes.
Like,
Oh,
that
no.
catches Jackie's went from like 600,000 to 3,000.
Yes.
Let's see.
It might also catch in her mind that like it's not like a fancy name. They're not trying to hide at all that this is
Yeah.
the sword from the urban legend.
Yeah, it's like, are y'all trying to get rid of it at this point?
4 successes.
You are still. It still says to sustain spell. Oh
Oh.
no, I'm sorry. Each sustained spell is a -2. So
Oh,
you
okay.
needed another
Gotcha.
1 for that heal spell, but we'll deal with this for right now. So that is correct. No extra dice. Just so you know.
Awesome.
So with 4 successes, you know that. So yes, this contained inside this ruby is an aspect of a Dragon Slayer mentor spirit. So the thing about the Dragon Slayer is they're considered more positive. It's not a bad thing to be a apprentice of a Dragon Slayer mentor spirit, and since, as far as you know, Jackie is mundane, she's probably not going to come under this guy's tutelage anytime soon, because that's not how that works. But because of some of the weird nature of this ruby, it's able to exert the mentor spirit is able to exert its will upon those mundanes that look at it. Because you're awakened, you're able to be like, let me look at. Nope. I know what's going on here. But a mundane might not necessarily know that.
So Fairbank is gonna say, this sword is occupied. There's a spirit hanging out in there, just so you know.
Jackie is like 100% mundane, so she's just gonna look at you like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Before I make a stupid decision.
It can exert some of its influence on you and on other like normies and stuff like that, but I mean, it's not a bad spirit, but it is exuding black smoke, which
It's the
isn't
cool factor.
great. It
2,000
is cool.
new yen.
Okay, wait. There's something stinks here. Something stinks here. Why are they trying to give away this blade?
We will sell it for 2,000 new yen. even the like mechanical eyes does like a before it gives you that new number.
You know what? You know what? Jackie is dumb enough. She's gonna do it. 2,000 is sold.
All right, you are now in possession of Kai's Shamshir.
Oh, it's
I
a
need to
sham.
make it probably is a sham,
Yeah.
but it's cool looking at the very least. Do I need to adjust the Aries any particular way if she actually does use it, or no?
If you do use it, I will at the break I
Okay.
will give you the stats for it. And let's see.
I hope I am spelling Shamshir correctly. I'm just there.
Shamir. Sierra Hotel Alpha Mike Indigo Romeo.
Okay.
Okay.
I just have it in. I just don't have it statted. So.
I forgot 2 letters there. I will just type it to you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I did have it spelled correctly.
Oh, awesome. Good. All right. So I would say by the time this whole transaction is done, Wraith, you are done with your business with Ezra, and you're already walking back to your bike.
Cool. Let's. I guess.
Okay,
I guess let's go.
Yeah. Do you have a rag by any chance to the drone that just took her 2,000 credits? She just kind of flipped them out of like a digital flick.
Yeah. Do you have a what?
A rag to wrap this in, or I'll just take the tablecloth. If it's on a tablecloth.
No and no. They will not. They will. No.
That's why it's so cheap. Okay.
There are others in line. Please vacate the premises unless you wish to buy more.
No. She's just kind of tucking it under her jacket, just kind of like, oh, this is not subtle at all, but it'll at least like reduce some of the attention. Hopefully, as she happily toddles back to the van. And as she gets, she's happy. She just, it's her one weakness. Instead of gems, it's pretty swords.
And this is both.
It is. It is.
It is both.
And as she gets in, she just absently take her. In his defense, Fairbank did try to dissuade me. He didn't succeed.
Your money. Your money,
No,
fam.
Let's just hit the road while we can.
Let's hit the road. Agreed. Let's.
Start it up and go.
Before they figure out they made a mistake, or that I made a mistake.
And actually, as you catch like a side eye glance at it, Tankard, you don't feel any kind of compulsion to grab it, take it, need it. That's like not even a roll.
That's good.
Yeah. All right. So you get back on. You get back on the 405. That's kind of the closest to where you are. So as you're finally getting into Snohomish, you go from the 405 onto the 5. So, Tankard,
Yes.
you actually, like right as you turn onto the 5, you get a little bit of a thing from, you get a notification.
Okay.
I know words. I'm a writer. From your cyber deck, that essentially someone is trying to break into, more mechanically, I will say, someone just failed a hack on the fly on you.
again?
Yeah.
Trying to think of
What?
what to do.
Did you say that out loud on the radio or
Yeah,
anything?
it would have been. Yeah, it would have been on the comms. It would have just gut reaction. Again?
What's going on?
My deck's getting pinged.
They'd have to be within pretty close range to do that, wouldn't they?
Yeah, or via drone with a receiver on it, which I'm pretty curious about. Do we still have the comm in the car?
I would say because no one said that they disposed of the comlink. Yeah, you would have the broken comlink and the two healthy, even if they were still on Wraith. That's if they were trying to attack essentially Wraith's stuff, it would go to Tankard's cyber.
Yeah. Because everybody slaved into mine. Someone toss that. Well, the broken one should be okay. It's broken. Wraith, if you still have those headsets, could you ditch those?
I pull out all three of them and I'm just tossing them on the road next to me, crashing them.
All right. So yeah,
Oh,
as
failed.
you're so glad that one failed.
Yeah.
So as you're going, as those are getting smashed onto the ground, firstly, everybody would get a message on your comm links, that would read, 15,000 for the package. Now, notably, there was no, hey, I want to, will you accept this mark, this, that. Just immediate message, 15,000 for the package. From, and in the from, it's blank.
No.
Jackie's going to be cheeky in her response. She's going to mention it before she does it, but she's going to say, should I send them one of my contract sheets? It lists several packages there. I mean, I do
Just
a little bit of
keeping my
everything.
mouth shut, just driving.
I'll take that as a yes. And she sends it in response.
Fairbank looks around and then says over the comm to everybody, like, "We're not gonna take it, right?"
It's less than our base payment.
No joke. And no, we signed a contract.
Perfect. Then I'm gonna send a lipstick or like lip kiss mark emoji and the peach emoji.
Nice.
I'm not sure which one of us is the more smartass in the response. But I approve.
With one right after the other. Oh, that's awesome.
Now, I will say two things. First, Jackie, pretty quickly you would get that contract filled out and sent back. Again, this would be over everybody, so everybody would see that you did that and that it got filled out, whether you meant it or not. And Tankard, knowing that they were able to send a message like this, but that they also failed a hack on the fly, leads you to believe that they have some amount of marks on you, but possibly not that many. There are much worse things they could have done if they were mad at you, if they had more than one mark.
Hey, Jackie, I'm looking at the contract. What the hell is a Salish crab dangle?
That is going in the clips, by the way.
Actually, hilariously, Tankard, you would know what that is because of Ginger Bear.
Yeah.
You.
I'll be like, well, it's actually. You know what? I'm just gonna keep driving. Giggling all the way.
Had to break the tension, guys. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
That being said, that being said, Jackie is going to ask Tankard if, like, hey, they sent it back to me. Can you use that against them? I don't know what you can do. I'm just asking if you can.
Probably not while driving.
Well, I mean, I imagine with your in AR, you could put it
Yeah.
like on the screens and AR with your AR gloves, or even with your data jack. It's kind of neat with your data jack. You can treat your hand as though it has an AR glove.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, if you wanted to do an AR thing, you could. Again, I will say them doing that is not an outright declaration of war.
Yeah. They just know we're runners. If I go into AR, I'm gonna try to scrub any marks. I could do something, but I'd rather disconnect them than anything.
Okay. Disconnect first in that case. I am going to... I'm going to get back to the right window. If he is an AR, I am going to offer assistance with driving. I don't have the best truck driving, because it's primarily bikes that I've driven, but I do have some piloting skill, or driving skill.
You can do foot on the gas and do a steering wheel, right?
Yes.
As I go into AR.
Oh, jeez. Okay. So to be sure, this is Jackie taking the wheel to kind of drive for a little bit.
Okay. I was offering assistance, not the entire thing.
Yeah. Again, AR is not where you conk out. That's VR.
Yeah, that's true. But I just like the image of her grabbing the wheel and me just going.
I imagine he's just like fucking with me.
No, I'm sorry. I'm joking. But I will throw it up on the HUD and try a few things. But basically, I want to search the entire document, basically, if my mark is there, to try to get rid of it.
Okay. So this would be either well, no. This would be an erase mark action.
Yes.
Which is computer plus logic, limited by attack. Do you remember how to set up those in your Roll20
I got
sheet?
it. And it's
Awesome.
logic.
Yes, computer plus logic.
Okay. That's 10. It is not an attack. Would it be data processing?
Well, the erase mark action is technically an attack action.
Yeah.
So it is still limited by your attack attribute.
Yeah.
There are some things that aren't attacks that are limited by attack.
Okay. And I'm not hot, so I'm not in VR. So we'll just go ahead and roll and see what magic happens.
Okay.
Page. We got 4.
Okay, so let me see. Guys. Oh, that is a one above, just good enough.
I'll take it.
Yeah, it's that same R&R mark that you saw earlier.
Man. I'll take a screenshot of it, like do a quick cutout, and then like put it on the HUD. That's what we're looking at.
Okay. Just as a reminder, it's a stylized white R and R in sort of Helvetica, kind of boring corporate lettering, inside of a red circle. The outline of the circle is also white.
Very interesting logo design.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
I'm surprised they filled out my contract then.
They
Is there
clearly
a
didn't
signature
read it.
on the contract?
No. No. Hold on.
Oh.
Let me ask the dice of fate. Whenever I'm on the fence about something, I will roll a D100. Help me get off the fence. Yes, there is. Christopher Hemmingsworth.
All right.
As well, at the bottom of your contract, or in the part of your contract that lists your payment, they are essentially essentially saying that they will pay you 20,000 new yen for the package. Again, everybody can see that, but it would be your name on the contract. So.
All right.
I've driven all this way.
Oh no, we're gonna keep going, but this presents an interesting opportunity. How much are we willing to put me up as bait?
Well, like, what photo shoot did they pick? Just curiosity.
I mean, that is a question. I mean, she would have a buyer's choice option, essentially, but she also has, like, different levels of, like, the old NPA ratings, too. So, what do they,
NPA? I'm unfamiliar.
Motion Picture Association. Like, the PGG.
Like PG.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see
And it
they
does
have,
include X.
Okay. You see they have selected all of them. Yeah, they have selected all of them.
Yeah,
That's
I
an
don't
interesting
know.
way to get my attention. Feels like it was filled out by a bot, but
They're looking to launder. It's a good way to laundry money if you ever think about that.
No, I didn't.
Could they have hit something
Kill a
in
bunch
that
of people.
contract?
Say again, Ray.
Sorry?
Could they have hit something in that contract, sending it back to you?
that is a good question, Tankard. You'd know more than I would.
They could, but I did just erase my mark, so I would have to scan it again. You can do that though.
Yeah, if we have time, go for it, and I'll keep my eyes on the road for you.
Okay, so actually, could you please give me, Tankard, a matrix perception, computer plus intuition, limited by data processing? Because of course, before you did anything with this, being the smart one that you are, you'd be like, well, let me matrixly look at it first.
Yeah.
Okay. And data processing. Okay, so I have that.
Actually,
Boop. Oh, one success. Not pretty.
Oh. We
would
still
you?
have-
I didn't see anything.
We do still have two.
Table
Yeah, table edge. If you would like to re-roll that.
I think I would. Is that okay if I use a table edge, folks?
Go for it.
Yeah, definitely.
100%. Especially considering that this is Jackie putting her ass on the line
Yeah.
going
Yes.
forward.
And
Do
if
I
there
hit the-
is,
Go ahead.
so actually do a standard roll, but let's see, 7.
Yeah, 7 dice
oh, wait.
divided by 2.
No, re-roll that same roll, but for the situational modifier, put a -1 to show that we're already accounting for that one success.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And yeah,
Minus
you
1.
you would know if there's something on here, it would probably be bad.
One more.
Okay. Yeah. So as you're looking at it, it doesn't look like there's anything too particularly bad here.
It looks fine. I didn't see anything. As I scrub another mark I may have missed. It looks good.
I mean, do you think we can lure them out, but without you signing the contract? Like, I don't think signing is gonna be a good idea.
Well, what's our time frame? Before we lure anybody out, we gotta drop off, I think.
So
Yeah.
right now, you're down to about 20 minutes. Easily, you could stop and get a snack somewhere and still make it in time right now.
No, let's deliver the package.
Let's deliver
Yeah.
the package. Oh, while you're driving, kick me off your slave net. I'm gonna open a dialogue with them.
Interesting. What is your comlink's device rating, Jackie?
My specific device rating is I have to get back to the window. I was finding an Evie gif because when Evie says to O'Connell, like, "Hey, if something happens to me, I'm coming after you." That's the gif I just sent. Device rating. That is equipment. There it is. It's a basic Sony Ronin, so it is. I don't have a description of the equipment. I don't think.
Sony Ronin.
It's just above standard, I believe, on comlinks.
Real quick, because it is important.
Mhm.
Let me go.
Is there another way to see my comlink stuff?
I think if it's in your equipment, let me go look at your sheet. Yeah, it would have been like notes.
Comlink
Is it
functionality.
the Ronin or the Emperor?
Ronin.
Because it's not in the core rulebook.
Okay.
Um,
I can look at it real quick.
Okay. While that's happening, yeah, driving down the road. What's nice about Snohomish is it's lots and lots of big open fields, mostly under, either they're open to everything, or they're in greenhouses. This is essentially where not just the nation state of Seattle, but a good portion of the western seaboard part of the UCAS gets their food made. As well, specialty like Fairbank looking out, you can see big fields of magical reagents, the kind of the common ones that you would see in talismonger shops, getting grown, regular weed and deep weed, the magic weed that if a mundane smokes, it will literally rend your soul from your body and you will die. And then
That good stuff.
Yeah, the good.
I think Fairbank would ask Tankard, with all this nonsense going around in R&R and things like that, why'd you ever get into Shadowrunning anyway?
Me? Oh,
Yeah.
well, it just kind of happened. Dude, that's it. As an old man, well, I'm not that old, but it just kind of I fell into it. Honestly, going to college, got the tech degree, then at some point just ended up playing with drones, and then a lot of street racing got involved, and some gambling debts got that all cleared up, and then I just one job after another, and here I am. Honestly, I'm not the greatest shadow runner, but I try to do the thing. We're still alive. That's something. As he's trying to pep himself up, as he you don't need to know, but mostly I just kind of fell into it.
Do you ever miss it, your old life?
No, not anymore. I got really accustomed to this life. I wouldn't, if I can't rig, I don't want to do anything else, and it pays for my lifestyle. And just with Ginger right now, that's how I met him. I don't. Yes, do I miss the civility, the not dying every Tuesday? Yes, absolutely. But I wouldn't be plugged in anywhere else. I'd be doing the same thing for a corporation if I didn't do it for fun.
Thank you for
What about
telling
you?
me. You could have just me.
No. Yeah.
I mean, carnival's seasonal, my man. And gotta do something, and I'd rather not be a pet mage for any of those corporations or bigwigs out there. So there's only so much I can do, but also I just kind of wanted to get out a little bit. Like the carnival's a small world. Being a carny, you just see the same folks, the same faces. I don't know, so I thought I'd try something new, and everything so far has been alarmingly new. Very dangerously so. But the further I get into this world, I don't know how much I'll be able to stay in that world.
It's a weird balance, kid. It's there is a separation of, work and home life, of course, but I mean, you can find yeah, I don't know if you travel with your situation, but I mean, you can get a job anywhere if you travel with the carnival. Or is it stationary, or is it?
Yeah, we're a stationary operation.
Okay. But man, if you could get a show on a road, just, hobomancer that thing. Take a train and go anywhere.
Hobomancer. Hobomancer, I like that.
It's an interesting name.
Trains. Very vintage.
It is. I think it. Man, you could go anywhere with that. I think that would be great. So you're in here. You're in Seattle with the rest of us.
Yep.
Okay.
Born and raised in Redmond.
So if I ever need a mage, I'll be giving you a ring. That's excellent.
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, I got you, dude.
Awesome.
The one thing everybody would know about not just awakened metahumans, but especially spell slingers, is they make up less than 1% of the entire human population. There's only about 10 million awakened in the entire world. Now, when it comes to awakened beasts, nobody really knows because it's hard to even tell how many animals there are right now. Does Jackie or Wraith answer this question? Because I presume, well, maybe not Jackie because she got off the comlink. Well, she's in the back of the van. You would hear all this.
I'm sitting in the van. I'm literally like,
We're
is
starting.
sandwiched between me and Tinkard. So, but Jackie does answer. It's like, I lived in Seattle most of my life, all of it that I can remember, for at least. Things got rough. Somebody helped me out. I decided to pay it forward. Not dead, so guess I'm doing good on that one. So.
Wraith, do you have an answer? I understand you might not want to talk
Nah.
too much right now, but
My family was smeared by the corpse. So, guy picked me up in the streets, taught me the biz. I feel like you got a choice. You can either die in the streets or you can be the one holding the gun.
all right.
For what it's worth, I'm glad you're holding the gun for us and not at us.
I've got to agree with that one, yeah.
I'll look in the rear view. It's not pointed at me, is it? No? Alright. I saw what you did to the last van. Which, by the way, was an impressive shot. Especially from high up, falling. Well done. I'd clap, but my hands are on the steering wheel.
Yes, keep them there, please.
I had a good teacher.
I can tell. You're doing them proud.
So, Jackie, the second, like the millisecond you get off of Tankard's network, you get a message on your comlink that says, "Hey, someone's trying to hack you on the fly right now." Because in the background, of course, I rolled it. The Spider, which is the name of security deckers who work for corporations, rolled 0 to attack you, and your device, because of the way it works, rolled 1. That's enough. So, yes, you know they are actively... They just failed to try and hack you. What do you do with that information?
Yeah, I'm just going to reply back to the contact that sent me back the contract. Like, you rang? Keep it on the down low. They don't know I'm doing this.
They immediately text respond with, you've got to understand my position. While we're talking, it won't happen again. But
Then let's keep talking, because I don't want it to happen again. I like my ass. That's... And this is over text, by the way.
right,
Because she's being quiet. They know she's up to something, because she said she's up to something, but she's trying to make it look like she's maybe thinking of turning coat. So that's
Awesome.
what she's trying to set up.
all right. They message back. All right. We want to pay you 20,000 nuyen for that package. We'll take it anywhere in Seattle. You just tell us where, and we'll have someone to pick it up.
Jackie is considering something for a second, and she responds back, "Oh, 20,000 is what they're paying me to deliver it to them. You're gonna have to give me a little bit more than just the package. What is this? Who are you? Your choice of which one you want to answer."
I am a representative for R&R Corporation, and we do just want the package.
I mean,
We
fair
are
enough.
willing to go as high as 40,000 nuyen.
Only in text format for that whistle.
Yeah.
Like, there's a wave that she sends, like, well, damn. Who is R&R, though? Kind of want to know who I'm, getting into bed with, if you catch my meaning.
We are a security contractor solutions company who has started here in Seattle.
Alright. So, somebody tells me you're a C-rank company this fast. Might be interesting to work with.
Yes, we are more than willing to take on the rest of the group that you are working with. But since we're talking to you right now, it's you and me right now.
I mean, yeah, you did try to hack my system. Not nice, by the way. I'm trying to keep my cover here.
Yes.
And weak. Emoji.
They reply with fair, and then another text. They reply fair, and then you see they're typing. And they respond with we just want the package. 40,000 is what we're willing to pay for it. And you saw what we're willing to do so far.
Yeah, that worked out well. I would apologize, but considering they were doing their best to kill me too,
Yes.
even's even. That being said, you're gonna have to give me some time to convince them.
Yes.
I'm
We will
not-
work on your timetable. Just this gets rescinded when our offer gets rescinded when you drop your package off with Dan and Dan, wherever it is that you're dropping it off.
That's fair. Alright. I'll be in contact with you. Don't try to contact me until I do.
Understood.
Alright. And Jackie kind of looks up and like, well, they're offering 40,000 and willing to pay y'all too. And she's now talking to Fairbank and Tankard and hoping they're sending up to Wraith because she's not back on the network yet. And it repeats what she was able to glean, which is precious little, but it's still more than what they had just by that much.
Yeah.
So, still don't know who R and R specifically are.
Yeah, I'm really curious what the shell is for, or if it is their base corporation.
Mm-hmm. So,
We're still going to deliver it right. I mean,
yeah,
ultimately-
That's
they're-
where I'm driving.
yeah. Until I say otherwise, we're following the original plan. I'm going to take advantage of the fact that I'm not on your network to run a couple of, just standard searches. I mean,
What you gotta do?
like protecting my assets, sort of thing. I'm probably not going to pull anything up, but would that be a good starting point for you if I verbally give you that information? Fairbank.
Probably we can do something.
Or not Fairbank, Tankard. Alright, so I am going to look up what information they've given me as just like a standard rating force and citizen. What information would be available to me?
Okay, so
I'm
this is a matrix action, and I understand you're not using a cyber deck, but just
yeah.
because it's a matrix search.
Yeah.
So if you will give me your computer plus intuition, and it's limited by your data processing, and because your device is a device rating 4, your limit is 4.
Alright. I want to make sure I don't have. I'm assuming computing is a skill instead of a.
It is a skill. It is under your. I believe it is
It's-
under scientific skill. It is
It
under
is a
scientific.
scientific skills.
Yeah.
And then the other one was my logic, is what you said?
Intuition.
Or intuition.
Intuition, yes.
That's limit 4. Okay.
And that's sort of like while you're Googling, the intuition part is this just a Google ad that, is kind of put in
Yeah.
with all the rest of the searches? Is this even what I'm looking for?
Yeah.
Um,
I'm just seeing what public knowledge is available, essentially.
yeah. And so, like a threshold of 1. So that is a
Yeah.
good question. Since this is an extended test, you said you're just looking for whatever public knowledge it is.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
The
It-
difference be
Oh, just
So-
saying like the standard stuff that a single self-managing, there we are, that's the word I'm looking for, self-managing model would look up for a potential new employer or contractor.
Okay. Then we'll set the threshold for certain things at 1, and this will take 1 minute.
Okay. So far I've gotten 2 successes on the basic roll. Is there anything else I need to roll for that?
No, for again just the general public knowledge that you would succeed with +1 net hits. I don't believe getting more. Yeah, getting more doesn't necessarily help. So again, the information that you're able to look up just on the surface net, the general stuff is just the general. How to put it? Like R&R is a security solutions corporation. It is based out of Seattle, you find their corporate website, and of course, or their corporate host. You can go in, leave a matrix mark and whatnot, and peruse their surface stuff. You can hire stuff like mercenaries, rent out certain vehicles, including a main battle tank for the low price of 200,000 new yen an hour. Nice.
That's reasonable, actually.
Yeah.
To Jackie,
You
at least.
can get an estimate for. It just says get a security estimate for 5,000 new yen per hour. And as well, they do both matrix security. Well, actually, they do all of it. They do matrix security, physical security, and magic security, which is pretty crazy for a C corporation. IRL, a C-level corporation might be something like, let's see,
Oracle. So, Oracle being one of the old producers of Java.
Yeah, I would say it would be more like something. Have you heard of Steel Series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
s-
Like that level.
Yeah, pretty small. You'd have to be in that niche to really know what their name is.
Yeah, and Jackie is reading the different things aloud for Taker and Fairbank.
Oh,
So-
a security mage. To hire a security mage, it is a limit of 7 days, so you cannot hire one for any more than 7 days, and it is 700 new yen an hour.
Hour. Does that seem to Fairbank particularly? Does that seem like a good pay rate per hour? Seems like one to me, but you know this stuff better than I do for your kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like kind of a too good to be true pay rate. It makes me.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Obviously,
There's a reason I
our-
didn't want to be a corporate mage.
Yeah. I mean, that 7-day limit also. Would there be a reason, or just drain batteries, so to speak?
There must be either high demand, or the only thing I can think of is like when a DVD's or not DVD, whatever, whatever
Optical
digital.
disc is what you
Thank
would call
you.
it these days.
Like when an optical disc is really in vogue, you can only rent it for like 5
Except
days before they make
limited.
you. Yep.
Yeah. All right. That makes sense. All right. Again, that I know what I'm going to use that extra net hit if you'll let me do this. I'm also going to look up the name that was signed on my contract. The Charles or whatever it was. I didn't write it down.
Hemmingsworth?
Charles
Hemmingsworth.
Hemmingsworth, I believe.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, I'm just
gonna-
Hemmingsworth? Yeah, Hemmingsworth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hemmingsworth. I'm going to look that up as like another just general knowledge, see what comes up. Kind of like Googling yourself sort of
Yeah.
scenario.
What comes up is that so on essentially LinkedIn, it's the only place that he pops up. He's hilariously a troll. And he works as a professional freelance cybersecurity spider. He's been in this business for only about 2 years. Before that, he was a drywaller for 10 years.
Somebody was taking their night classes. The profile image, does it look like my friend from The Roof?
No,
Okay.
no, not at all.
The other guy's
Yeah.
cute.
I do love that idea that they're like, okay, here's what's gonna happen. These guys are really getting our goat, so we're gonna give you a gun. We're gonna put you in a helicopter. We're gonna put you in a drone, and you're gonna parachute in. And he's like, I don't know how to do any of that. I'm a decker.
To be fair, he did kind of give up pretty fast.
Yeah.
He resorted to spray and pray, like, within seconds.
Yeah, to be
To be
fair,
fair, I
he,
was invisible the entire time, so.
more importantly, you were magically invisible.
Yep.
Uh,
Okay. But, I mean, Jackie still has an opinion about that.
That is totally fair.
That being said, well then, so, well, I know who you're looking for now. Apparently he's, as legit as LinkedIn is legit.
Oh.
And, if you want to look that up on your end, go for it, see what you can get from there.
Yeah,
See-
I can give it a go.
go ahead. Again, so essentially, your options are for how intensive a search you want to do is there's a 1 minute, a 30-minute, and a 12-hour search, and the difference being 1 minute is general or public knowledge, the 30-minute is limited interest or not publicized, and 12 hours is hidden or actively hunted and erased.
We're less than like 20 minutes out from the
Oh yeah,
drop
we're like
location, right?
15
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
5 minutes to
I,
make my...
it, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I've got 5 minutes to make our decision. So, do you want me to just blow them off, or do you want me to wait for your search, Tancred?
For me to do an in-depth search, I'm gonna need a little more than the time we have left.
Alright.
I can't go back on this contract. It's someone special got me this one, and I can't blow it off.
Fair. I mean, I'm working with Jack on this one. Alright. It's our butts on the line. No deal?
No deal.
The moment I send it, I need back on that network and in your protection, because...
Done.
Yeah, so let me see something. Okay, and
Or even just, you're buying me a new one and I'll toss this one out the window.
Alright, we could totally do that.
Alright. Which is a smarter idea, do you think? Tossing or trying to get back in before they attack me again?
So I will
Probably
say,
just ditching the sin.
or not the sin, the comlink.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you reconnect and your device is back on his network, Tankard, you do get another message of hack on the fly.
Okay. And yeah,
hack on the fly failed.
then I would be like,
I'll just kick you off again, and sorry. I'll buy you a new one.
the moment
I'm
you kick her
driving,
off,
we're
it's
almost
already
done.
like, just like, Wraith, duck,
Yeah.
toss it out the window.
Yeah. Yeah. It clatters, and you're able to kind of turn off Grid Guide and move out of the way. You don't even need a roll for that. But it slams into the windshield of the guy behind you. Because Grid, again, most people do not know how, like, if they turn Grid Guide off, they don't know what to do. And a lot of cars actually don't have, again, they have a little button to make their steering wheel pop out, but most people have never touched a steering wheel. Most people don't even have a driver's license, actually.
Would a sin count as a driver's license now that I'm thinking about it?
It would, but you would have to get like a license. But I mean, if you're already like
I'm
using
already-
it illegally, yeah,
Yeah, I'm
you're
already using a
there.
fake sin. I just added the extra, like, licensing package.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just saw one of the gifs of the channel.
God, there was a thing. Oh yeah, so Jackie would not know this because she just yeeted her comlink, but all three of you would see from that same number pictures of you from the warehouse fight. like positive ID, your face and everything pictures. Now, of course, for Tankard and Fairbank, it was in the context of, but still good enough that someone could like, still
Would
like
that
assassination good enough.
Would that actually apply to Wraith? Because Wraith has that hood on.
Ooh, that is a good point.
Yeah, I don't know if we've seen Wraith's face.
I don't think anybody's
No.
seen Wraith's face.
So yeah, I would say they see the picture of Wraith is just you in your full getup. So you know it's you, but honestly, it's sort of like an over the shoulder, like when you were hunched over at one point. They got your back and a little bit of your. Yeah.
Absolutely that.
Am I
Yeah.
able to look at Fairbank's comlink for all of this, too, by the
Yeah.
way? Yeah,
Yeah.
like looking over her shoulder.
Mhm.
Alright. That being said,
They had
They
to
didn't
get
get
me in
my
a
best
Marvel
side.
pose.
I mean, it's a good shot of you, but I need to teach you some pointers. You want
Is
better.
there metadata attached to this in terms of like, are they doing like the Facebook thing where there's like a little square around your face and it includes like a name, or is it just sending us raw pictures of ourselves?
As far as you can tell, it's just raw pictures. If you want to look into the metadata, you would have to do an edit file matrix action.
Yeah, that ain't Fairbank's jam.
But I would say everyone knows enough about like matrix stuff to know, like, if you cared, you could be like, hey, Tankard, could you do an edit file on this? If you
Yeah.
I bet our image looks like a roller coaster image. Like Fairbank is like the guy who's like freaking out, like yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
So-
your one eye is open and the other one's like closed, like
Tanker just cool as a cucumber as he makes that turn around the corner. Alright, okay. Of course, they got bat shot of me.
It's not bad.
It's not bad, but I've got better for, free on stock image sites. Hey,
well, hey,
can
at
you
least
tell
that
them
means
that?
okay. So with that, do you do anything or do you just head to the warehouse to drop off the thing?
Head to the warehouse is my guess.
Okay.
Let's finish this
Yeah.
job.
I do, like, as an aside, kind of like cutting to like that commercial pan moment where Jackie asks somebody to send Jack, the orc, a message saying Jackie lost her phone and to pass it on.
Geez.
Do I have Jack's number?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
I
called
would say
us.
Jack gave all of you his number.
I say Jackie lost her phone. Love you, bye.
You are
Heart
also
emoji. Yeah. Well, I always have to do an emoji. Heart emoji, cloud emoji, dragon emoji.
I will tell you, because you, Fairbank, well, give me a knowledge shadow community. Let's see.
Oh man.
Let's see if
Oh,
you
no,
just
did I
made a
accidentally-
very bad decision or not.
Oh no!
Dragon
No!
emoji. Like,
No! For the bit! I did it for the bit! Let me see. Shadow community. Okay, let's see what I got.
oh no. Don't get me in trouble.
3 successes? How much did I mess up?
Okay. With 3 successes, I would say, here's what would happen. In your mind, you'd be like, I'll put a dragon emoji. And then you would remember, because while you're only recently a Shadowrunner, because of Trids and Trids being popular films and stuff, as I said earlier, I think. Anyway,
Mhm.
but there's one motto in the Shadow community, and
Oh,
that
no.
is shoot straight, conserve ammo, never do a deal with a dragon.
You
so,
know what?
So
Maybe not
you're
your
like,
own.
yeah, your thumb is like right over that dragon emoji, and you're like,
I changed it to a kitty. I changed it to a kitty.
yeah, it's just that decision went from, do I fuck all of us for the rest of our lives, or it's just a regular interaction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
Jackie's already gonna be in enough shape because she doesn't have a pronoun.
cool. I just sent the kitty
Okay.
cat.
Okay, so far, let's tally it up. Jackie's lost her phone. Jackie's lost her
Oh.
bike. But she did get a cool sword out of the bargain, so hey.
Yeah.
It may or may
and-
not be a replica, but hey. Cool sword.
And in a split second, she almost lost not only her life, but everybody else's life in this van and behind this van. Oh, okay, I don't normally do this, but I'm gonna check the.
Just...
Okay,
Gift
Yes,
train.
both.
I love gift train.
I
I love
love.
you all.
I don't check it because it would be too distracting for me, but I always check it at the end of every episode. I always go and I just like. Yeah.
Okay.
But okay.
Thank you for not getting my ass killed.
This time.
So as you're pulling up to the warehouse, so at first it looks like a normal warehouse. When you're really far away, it looks like a normal corporate warehouse. But as you pull up and up and up, you see that on the big concrete walls, there is not just barbed wire, but it is on fire barbed wire. There are also guard stations. So, quick fun fact, at the Amazon facility that I worked at, IRL, there were actual, like, concrete guard stations at each of the gates. And it was neat, but very dystopian.
Yeah, that sounds Are they keeping, protesters out or y'all in?
No, this was back in like 2017, 2018. So it was literally just to make sure that nobody was breaking in and stealing stuff.
Okay.
Because of
Because-
course when yeah,
Do we get the impression that the barbed wire is supposed to be on fire? Is this like a feature?
yes. Because as well, the guard towers have manned machine guns. As well, there are a number of drones flying over it with very heavy weaponry. And actually, as you pull in, you hear some of the drones, their weaponry go off and destroy, presumably another drone, because you're pulling down down the way. The drone fire comes off, and you hear off to your side, just a crash on the ground.
Huh.
Watch your head, Wraith.
Story of my
I've got a
life
roof
this
over
morning.
mine.
Yes, stuff falling out of the sky. It happens. It's been happening a little bit more than you're used to on a Shadowrun, to be honest. But as well, the gates. There are metal gates at each point, and instead of regular like wheeled rollers, the gates are actually seated into these little metal trenches in the ground. So normally on a gate you would just have one regular wheel, but these are cut grooves. And as you pull in, you see on the side of the warehouse a big Dan and Dan Electronics. And you pull up, the gate closes, and the gate guard who is wearing like full riot gear, or not, I say riot, a full body armor. He doesn't have a riot shield or anything. But he's an orc, and as he leans out, he says, you're the ones with the package, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
All right, we're expecting you. You want Gate R. Just go around, go to Christina. She'll tell you where Gate R is, and you'll have a good day.
All right,
Thanks. As we pull away, the last gate we went to, we got shot at.
I if there's a way to like give him a quick like just keep your eyes out. We've been hunted. Kind of warning.
Yeah, no, we what is it?
If you couldn't tell by the falling debris a moment ago.
Yeah, Ricky spotted that a couple minutes ago.
Alright. Good, thank you. Good luck.
You too.
That's better luck. That's been better luck, yeah.
All right.
Alright,
So,
let's find Christina.
Drive where I'm directed. Yep.
you pull around to Christina, another orc, an orc woman, and as you pull up, she actually doesn't even like open her little thing. She just AR flicks something at your van, and Tankard, you get the little message. Do you accept?
Oh,
Accept it.
absolutely. Yeah.
And then it's a set of yellow lines, kind of like a game HUD marker, that just takes you there and to the left.
Done.
All right. When you get there, one of the Dans is actually there. It's Beard Dan, who is standing with a couple armed guards and a couple regular employees. Back up into the place, and he says, "Hey guys, how was it?"
It's this guy. I turn the car off.
It was interesting, Dan. Please don't make me regret this. I turned down extra money for you because Jack recommended y'all.
Oh,
Don't make me regret.
what do you mean?
Your buddies from R&R, not Renraku, a different company, have been after this package. You probably know that already, though.
No, I. Not a hint of like falsehood. He's genuinely like, "Oh no, I wasn't. I'm sorry about that."
Okay, I believe you. So do you know this Charles... I forgot his last name, but Jack...
Hemmingsway.
Hemmingsworth.
Hemmingsworth.
Hemmingsworth. Do you know this Charles
Hee-haw.
Hemmingsworth by any chance?
Ring
Ring a bell?
No, am I supposed to?
No, but that wouldn't surprise me. Alright, let's get this thing unloaded and get our business settled. Because,
All right. He he takes the package and puts in a little code and a little AR display code on top. You hear a like opens it and pulls out. So what it is a folded roto drone that has a glass box underneath it. So it's kind of like a regular roto drone with a glass box underneath. And he pulls out a regular carton of milk. And he says, would anyone like some milk? It's still cold.
were you testing the refrigerant, the drone, or us?
All. It all.
Alright.
Did you hire
So what's the
R&R?
No, I've never heard of them.
they're a level C corporation, so you might want to look them up before they
Downtown
come
Seattle.
after you hard.
Downtown. Yeah, I'll talk to Dan about it. We'll look into that. I've never heard that name before. We're a little too big for us to really care about C's anymore.
Yeah, but C's
yeah.
are going to be gunning for you, apparently.
And they went from Z to C in 6 months.
Well, to be fair, we went from Z to C, and we went from Z to C in about 2 months. But you know, we got kind of lucky. You know, Renraku was sending in a bunch of computer parts, and we stole their boats.
That's why. Okay. That explains a little bit more than it doesn't. So that's one mystery solved.
Yeah,
So,
we took them right out of the ocean, the whole cargo liner.
so eventually you're going to tell us about the real job that you want for us, huh?
Yeah. So,
Just
come
that.
on in. Come on in.
Jackie doesn't know whether she's just like, are y'all idiots? Or are y'all just that freaking dense? Like, how many? She's not sure how much of it is an act and how much of it is just their own inflated egos, I guess.
Yeah.
Okie doke. So while you all are walking the, how far was it? 250 feet between here and the break room. Would it be all right if we did a 10-minute break? It just occurred to me that this would be a perfect time for a 10-minute break.
Good.
I'm good.
Okay.
Good tone.
Here we go.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Our runners finally got their literal milk run finished, bringing in the flying refrigerator, essentially, and meeting up with one of the Dans at the Dan and Danny Electronics warehouse here in Snohomish. So yeah, Brain.
Jackie essentially just called out the Dan that's with them currently for testing them in multiple ways.
And he fully admitted it, not expecting there to be any pushback from that idea.
And she's caught between like the egos of these people, just somewhere between idiocy and ego, and that's going to be their demise at some point, or her demise, and she's not sure which one is going to happen first.
All right. Right now they're being led through the Dan and Dan facility, and this is a much bigger. It's a production facility where they actually produce all of their electronic goods that make them a single A corporation. Or not all of them, of course. They've got them all over the country at this point. But yeah, you're led into the break room, which is fairly spacious. It looks like you could fit maybe 400 or 500 people in. Crazy. And based on the locker walkway as you walk up, it looks like they may have 400 or 500 people working.
Wow. Okay.
So as you all get in, Dan looks at his watch, a very nice big silver watch, and says, "We got about an hour and a half before before their lunch starts. So, well, let's get through this pretty quickly." He closes the doors, the double doors, and turns the lights off and pulls down a little projector thing. So, before we go into the next thing, was there any questions you had about your previous assignment?
Did you put out the rumor that this package was anything more than just a bit of milk and a new refrigerant?
No. nobody knows about this.
Somebody knew about this. We were being actively chased by this R&R security company.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
willing to offer me as an individual 40,000 for this package. Unless they're thinking that, is there another package that y'all are moving and we were the bait?
I mean, no, not necessarily. We've got a lot of stuff in production here at Dan and Dan Electronics, so they might have got it confused with, so we've got like a couple Tesla cannons in production, but they're just kind of upgrades to our regular line. There's a lightning ball launcher. That's kind of neat. A new cyber deck that's going to be hitting markets in 6 to 8 months, depending on how R&D goes.
So, well, I have a question. While she's listening to Dan talk about their company, she's gonna fidget with like one of those like little corporate gimme pins. And she's gonna sketch out the R&R logo while she's listening. How close does it look to the Dan and Dan logo?
Pretty much completely different.
Okay.
Dan and Dan, the D's are made out of lightning bolts.
Okay.
And the way they have it is the lightning bolt D&Ds. The and is one of those squiggly ands that I used to know the name of.
The
like
ampersand and
ampersand. Thank you. Yes.
Hey, trust the typographer.
I studied typography in high school. I should remember. But and then the E. Do you know what the real life EPC was? Or sorry, E machines was?
Oh, yeah, I think I do. Where it's like that really swoopy E that almost looked like a cursive L.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of classic mid '90s. We're technology. Look how sleek we are.
Yeah, that scripting font that they like to use, or script
Yeah.
like font.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the D and DE is not set in front of anything. There's nothing behind those letters.
Okay. Alright.
If I see Jackie like sketching it out, I'll be like, I gotcha, and I'll compile all the data onto like a little email with a folder and a paper clip and VR it over to Dan.
Yes.
Thank you.
He gets it and he opens it and kind of manipulates it. You can see that he has little cybernetic pads on the tips of his fingers, almost like a built-in AR glove, which is definitely weird because usually if someone's gonna cybernetic any part of their arms, it's usually everything or nothing.
Yeah.
But so as he opens that, kind of looks at everything, he's like, "Wow, wow, you guys went through a lot. I'm so sorry. Ah, jeez, that's not how this was supposed to go."
Explains now why you didn't pay us that much for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to Dan and you're getting a bonus. Absolutely, you're all getting a bonus for this.
Alright. I can agree to that. Just satisfy my curiosity and paranoia for a second. Can you get a hold of him right now just to make sure he's okay?
Yeah, probably. He turns to the projector and kind of does some AR stuff. The projector turns on, and you see the other Dan sitting in like a very nice office. He's got like a big bookshelf behind him with a bunch of probably actual dead tree paper books, which is that's like having a wall full of gold behind you essentially these days.
I'm not gonna lie, there's a little bit of that look that Jackie had for the sword, for that wall of real tree paper, but not nearly as much. She knows better with real tree. It's like, ooh, it's just shiny.
He says, hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, everybody, how's it going?
Hmm. We've had an interesting day on this milk run.
Okay. Okay. Do I need to come down there? And the Dan with you is like, no, I've got it. But 18,000 bonus for them. They went through a lot. Here, look at this email. And he also sends your email to the other Dan. And other Dan looks through it and he's like, wow, what? Huh.
Fairbank
Yeah.
Fairbank slowly raises his hand.
The projector Dan points at you and says, yeah?
What all happened 2 years ago?
Their Dan is like, you're gonna have to be a lot more specific.
There just seems to be a couple things. This guy, this Chris, changing jobs roughly 2 years ago. Things with the was the Ren and Roku thing 2 years ago? There was something else that was 2 years ago.
You
Spirit.
might be thinking of the Doom Spirit banishing.
The Doom Spirit banishing. Okay.
They say, well, I mean, 2 years ago is when Jack, Ryden, Prophet, and around that time, Monsoon came lives, so, oh yeah, and that one guy, Deckard. But, yeah, that's, and then we really went off. That's, that's basically when we entered the Shadows as a corporation. But everybody knows that.
Alright. Well, if both Dans are distracted, Jackie's still going to be, fidgeting with her pin, but surreptitiously to Tankard will run Hemmingsworth.
Okay. I'll start running a Google search. A Zoogle.
How
search.
often do you use these drones?
Oh, well, so this is our first, this is our first foray into grocery drones. But, we have a long history of combat drones, other general drones were basically how we started.
My expectation is that this is just a part of a bigger job. More than likely, they wanted this drone to pull something off later.
Oh.
It would be, in their opinion, an easy way to get the drone they need.
Possibly. I guess that does suggest that all they knew is that it was a drone, because if they knew anything more, then they would know it's just a flying refrigerator. It's a little, so you can order a box of milk or fish or whatever from your local store, and the drone will come right for you.
You have the
the real stuff.
proprietary software for it?
Yeah, but we run proprietary software. Everything. It's how we keep our brand safe.
So if somebody had your drone, they would know what the software was, could hack it, send a package of something something to incriminate you or something else. Send a bomb to one of your customers, whatever, correct?
Yes, but you could do that with any drone, really.
But your
Unless
drone
they
would
were
be
trying to destroy
expected.
you.
What did you say, Wraith?
Your drone would be expected.
Well, you both do have a point. As they think, so Tankard, with that one success, you find pretty much all the exact same stuff about Christopher Hemmingsworth.
Okay.
Just that, he very recently became a cyberdeck spider, was a drywaller for 10 years before that. I guess the other thing is he's been in Seattle his entire life, as far as you can tell.
And I'll do the extended search over the next 30 minutes or so as we go.
Okay, so then give me another roll and with another roll with a -1, and those successes will get added on. It's not a post-edge roll, but it's how extended tests work. Yes.
With that basic information, what area did he primarily work in as a drywaller before he made the switch? In my area, I mean like physical borough of Seattle.
As far as you know, he was a freelance drywaller, or as far as both of you were able to find, because essentially you found all the same information.
Yeah.
You kind of everywhere. There was no particular place that he was.
All right. Does it give specific dates between like when he stopped drywalling and when he started decking? Or is
No.
it just kind of a general like 20 whatever he stopped drywalling, 20 whatever and 1 he started decking?
It's actually even more general than that. The way that this, because I say it's like LinkedIn. It's not
Okay,
exactly.
It's not a specific. It's not a resume site like LinkedIn is. It's just a more like professional social network versus resume site. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there goes that idea.
There, you could, if you wanted to, put in specific years, but he didn't.
Okay. I have a feeling this guy's a shell, honestly, but I don't have a way to communicate that surreptitiously.
So with that extra 30 minutes, you and that extra success, making 2 successes, you don't find any additional information, but with an extended test, you can keep making rolls for as long as you want.
Yeah, I'll keep digging as long as we have time in this conversation. If it goes beyond that,
Yeah, I would say, it's like you're kind of half listening as you're looking through articles. So if you hear something that you think Tankard would respond to, then you would be like, oh, hey, I have a thing to say.
Okay.
It's just, if someone bursted through the door and started shooting, you'd be like, I need to stop searching for, I need to get off Google and pull my gun.
Yeah. That being said, Jack is just kind of lost in thought for a second. She is listening to Dan and Dan talk, but like at some point she's also going to ask Wraith, are there any weapons that would need refrigeration potentially? Anything that you've heard of? Any demolitions bits?
Energy weapons usually fall in that line. Biological weapons.
And
Nobody's working on a biological weapon, are they? She's looking at Dan specifically when she asks this, even though she's kind of absent. Like, please don't be that just dumb. Just for once.
While you ask that, actually, Wraith, could you roll me your knowledge military? While Dan responds. He responds with, well, yeah. So, some of the people that we work with, there's probably, that I know of, in the whole of, also Projector Dan has disconnected from the call. He had to go do something.
That's not ominous.
One of his assistants came in and was like, "Hey, I need you for something," and he was like, "Okay, bye guys."
All right.
Okay. 2 successes. So yeah, biological weapons, possibly. The only other thing that would kind of hit your mind with that 2 successes would be, it's possible. It's possible that you could do something like harvest the DNA of enemy combatants and then send that to a sort of home base. During the Amazon Wars that only recently ended, as technology was well known for taking bits and pieces of the Amazonian people, because there is actually a nation called Amazonia, would take bits and pieces of them for reasons no one ever found out. It's just you would hear from the war front, oh yeah, another group of combatants just had all of their bits taken.
I give
Oops.
this information. I just basically repeat all that.
Dan gets kind of a... At first, Dan gets kind of a sick look, and then he's like, oh, wait, yeah, no, we did that too. Yeah, no, we did, yeah. So, somebody... Yeah, that sounds like something someone would want this technology for, but... Yeah, that's a good point. But all in all, around Seattle that I'm aware of, probably 10 different corporations that are actively building new bio weapons and chemical weapons and such.
I'm just really beginning to regret certain life decisions at this point.
Not getting
So-
into biotech weaponry.
We'll go with Fairbank first. What was your question?
Fairbank says, yeah, I kind of want to go back to Wraith's question about what is this larger job?
Oh,
Okay, fair point. I'm distracted. Well enough.
we will get to that, but first, Wraith, what was it that you were gonna say?
Oh, I was just joking because Jackie said regretting life decisions, and I'm like not getting into the biotech arms race.
No, how's that going to help me in my photography? I mean, I don't need that. I just have a
Afford better
talented
cameras.
surgeon.
Everybody needs bioweapon.
I'm a model. I just need a good surgeon. I don't need technology.
I was looking at Chicago recently and all of their Shadowrun Chicago, and you'd be a much more attractive model in Chicago if you had bioweapons that you used on yourself.
I'm trying to, out of character, I'm trying to remember. Chicago is the one overrun by bugs.
Insect spirits.
Yeah, insect
Yes.
spirits. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I. It's like,
Um,
no, thank you. You
but,
see, kind of Jackie kind of shrug into her shoulders just for a second. No, no.
Dan says, okay, yeah, so, here's what we actually need. Here's, we wanted to make sure that you guys were able to get stuff from one place to another, quickly. Again, I guess it was good that we hired runners, because this was just supposed to be it's in the name, it's a milk run.
A simple A to B to C.
Yeah, there was none of what happened to you was supposed to happen. However, now that it has, and we kind of understand each other a little bit better, me and Dan need you to, I don't have the object with me right now, and that's because it's at a secure facility that you'll pick it up. We need you to take a talisman that I can explain more. Pardon? Oh, no, you're fine. We need you to take a talisman and take it into what is it? We need you to take it to Toronto. And why your expertise is needed is because we are expecting heavy resistance. We are expecting definitely definitely attack mages, definitely armed guards.
Jackie would know this, and I'm trying to remember my basic geography. Toronto's on the other side of. Okay. Toronto's on the other side of the Salish territory, isn't it?
No, it is
Okay.
actually out of the Salish into the UCAS, and it is on the other side of the continent. You're on the
Oh.
west coast right now, and Toronto is on
On
the
the
east
east
coast,
coast.
if I remember right. I might be getting it mixed up with Ontario. I will double check that later.
Toronto, Ontario. I can see where the. Let me go. Actually, I'm just
I think
doing a quick
Toronto
Google
is in
Maps.
Ontario.
We have a map of North America, of Shadowrun North America.
Woohoo.
Did I make sure that everyone can see that?
No.
No, I did not.
I was just figuring it was loading because it was like that big giant map that you had us on the first time.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna put this map marker, and I'm just gonna have everyone able to control it. Just bang, and then dynamic lighting, vision.
Okay, I know where it is now.
Yeah. Yes. So,
Yeah.
can everybody see the map now?
Yes.
Okay. That's weird. I seem to be lied to. Ah, there it is. Toronto. So basically on the other side of the continent.
That's one hell of a. And you're saying a talisman?
Yeah, a mystic talisman that we need you to get to a particular. His name is Doug Kirkhope. Currently, he is being held by what was he pulls up a piece of electronic paper and he says, oh yeah, the Ancients. He's being held by the Ancients gang, and we need you to get him this talisman. As well, last we heard, they were planning on moving him out of Toronto. But we've got some moles over there who've been keeping us abreast of everything, and the Ancients aren't planning on moving him for a couple of weeks. So you're not gonna have to hop on a red eye right now. Go, unless something changes. But then we'll let you know.
Are we just dropping him the talisman? Are we exchanging the talisman for him? Are we getting him the talisman and then breaking him out?
Bring him the talisman. Get him out onto the streets of Toronto. We don't want him out of Toronto. And then... what was the other thing? Scroll. Yes, and then you're going to pick up a different talisman from someone Doug knows. He's been very tight-lipped about it, so we don't know who his contact is. If Doug perishes, it's fine. We'd prefer that not happen, but before he does, make sure to get that name.
Do I know? Can only awakened folks use talismans?
Yes,
Okay.
that is actually pretty common knowledge.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah, for a job like this, what are y'all offering? What's the pay?
40,000 each.
Each are.
Are we driving cross country, or is this going to be picked up out of a warehouse in Toronto to give to him?
You're going to have to drive some of the way, because... So, I say Toronto, but he's not exactly in Toronto. He's around that area. We have the specific location, so we will be able to give you the coordinates. But the last time we tried to fly someone in there, they got shot down by SAMs. So,
Yeah.
there's going to be at least a little bit of trouble.
Which means we go in fast and quiet.
Yeah, they will be expecting you. Like, high. Like, this is why we need you.
I'll look back, like, towards where my van would be if I was, like, in the parking lot. I'm like, am I gonna have to drive my own car? That's a lot of miles.
And your car is recognizable at the moment, unfortunately.
But I mean, we'll pay for. We're willing to put some of the money up front. If
Okay.
you need more bullets or car repair.
I will
Whatever.
need an advance. Yes.
Yeah, we were expecting that.
Yeah, I've got to replace my bike and my phone.
Yeah, we're real sorry about that.
I'm more sad about the bike. I just got it painted. It's relatively cheap.
Yeah, we actually just got our whole fleet painted, so, and we've had a couple of trucks blow up, so.
One of those may have our fault. I'm sorry.
I'll pull up the digital contract. As you see here, there is a collateral clause. An insurance premium, I believe, is what we had written in.
Yeah.
Oh, very quickly, Tankard, were you still doing the search?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll give it one more go.
Okay. I would make.
So I'd be at a -2, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Character sheet.
All right.
Give me one second here.
So, we can advance you, 10,000. I think, yeah, 10,000 advance right now.
That should cover some vehicle expenses.
In addition to the payment for this job that we just completed.
Yeah. I'll work everything out, and once you all walk, we'll make sure you get the cred sticks you are owed.
I'm in.
Oh, there it is.
I'm in. I'm gonna have to let Jack know I'm going to be gone for an extended period of time. But I mean,
Yeah, Jack also, again, originally we were going to hire a different, but Jack said, hold on, I've got this group in mind. Let's run them through kind of a test run, and let's see what happens. And it
Trust
worked
me,
out
I'm
really
gonna-
well.
it did, and I'm going to have some words for Jack when I see him next. I love him, but there are times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm with Wraith. I'm in.
I will need you to
Well-
sign off on one thing.
Oh, absolutely. But Mr. Tankard, you're in.
We've already talked about it in advance. Yeah, I'm already in. Yeah.
Okay.
I pull up a digital form for my college that I will be studying abroad in a program with them.
Yeah, actually under like there's a little section in the, because it's like 6 or 7 different under the section of are you being sponsored, Dan actually writes down that you're being sponsored by Dan and Dan Electronics.
Your college. How old are you, Ray?
You're in college?
Do you think I Shadowrun for fun?
Some do. We've got a guy.
Am I the only one?
Jackie Shadowruns for fun.
I'm getting my master's in electronic engineering.
Hey, uh, uh, he, Dan like grabs his comlink, flips through a couple things, and like AR sends you a thing that's like, hey, why don't you sign up for one of our boot camps? You know, in between years, and we'll hire you on as, you know, part-time Shadowrunner, part-time electrical engineer.
Sounds great.
We've got a guy. What is it? Don't say his first name. Cogwheel. That's what he goes by. Yeah, Cogwheel. He's one of ours that does that. But we trained him to be a Shadowrunner.
I won't need that.
Yeah. So
Jack is just
really,
like she's saying yes, but she's questioning her sanity in doing so the entire time. Fine.
with that roll, you finally dig up some stuff. Specifically some stuff on this Christopher Hemmingsworth that so the drywall part is definitely legit. You know, he used to work for a little mom and pop that's what is it? The Davidsons,
Okay.
who operated mostly out of Everton, I think is what it's called. Let me go names again. I always get these names mixed up. Where are Everett, which is actually just north of Snohomish. You know, he did it was perfectly legal, legitimate work for that 10 years, but there's not really too much known except that he was born in Everett, grew up there. He's about 41 years old, pretty old for a troll, and other than that 10 years as a drywaller, there's no information about what he did for beforehand. He does have a police record, several armed assaults, several burglaries, intent to burglarize, petty theft, like 15 petty thefts all across his life, even up until like about 6 months ago. He was arrested and detained for a couple of days for petty theft. But where you start to see the cyber decking is interesting, because it's almost like one day he just, bam, was a decker, and all over different like public deck forums. Of course, on the public side, they don't talk about too much except like the names in the area. They're like, yeah, this guy Hemmingsworth, he's taken down some of the Ares blimps that you know, there's a bunch of blimps.
Yeah.
He's taken down some of those blimps, like fully taken them down. It's kind of a script kiddie thing to just hijack them and put whatever you want up there, but he actually landed one. As well, he's done a couple of, not exactly shadow runs, of course, because you're reading about it, but he's done some anti-Ares stuff, and only recently do you see that he started that he went corporate. So he was basically an anti-corp decker, and now he's corporate out of nowhere? Kind of strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either the pay was good or somebody's using this guy as a shell.
Yeah. There's possibly blackmail in there as well.
What
And
have to.
that's just general data assumption, and I'll send that off to all three of us.
Okay.
And once Jackie gets a comm again,
All three of us.
Yeah, two AR slides, and you just kind of like slide your comm link over to Jet. Hey, look at this.
Or I'm just like sitting right next to him, looking over his shoulder, trying
Yeah.
not to breathe in his ear.
um,
So
But yes, I believe we're all on board for this next stream.
All
I'm
right.
questioning my sanity and saying yes, but yeah, you've got me.
All right. We'll need you in Toronto in the next 3 weeks, and as far as we can tell, until they move Doug, time limit is kind of open after that. We know he's gonna get moved within the next 2 months, so you know.
All right. Let us know if they move up that timetable on y'all. Obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll let you know. I'll talk to Jack and see if he can't, get you some temporary digs out there. I know he knows some people out there. Jack knows at least 2 people on every continent. So.
Jack is well connected.
Yeah, scarily so. There's been a couple of times we've had to hire him as a runner officially, to get us some stuff, and he's terrifying.
Yeah.
He once sent us video of him single-handedly punching 5 spirits into banishment, and then killing a troll who was completely cybered.
He sounds about right for Jack, actually.
Yeah, he's scary.
Mm-hmm.
So,
The guy from the bar did all that? Okay.
I didn't know it either. Definitely reassess
Jackie-
whether or not I could take him in a
Is
fight.
Jackie the only one not surprised by this?
Probably
Okay.
you and Dan are probably the only ones who know enough about Jack to know anything about this.
It's like, sounds about right. And then she sees all the surprise, and I'm like, oh lord.
Yeah, so
Alright. So,
all right, well, you've got 30 more minutes before the guys come in, so you're free to stick around here and just go out of the north exit. Yes, down the hall to the right. There's a guard station, and they'll get you all your stuff. Any last questions for me before I let y'all get to it?
look into this R&R more.
Uh,
If they're not directly trying to gun for you, they may be worth trying to sway to your side. Just saying.
okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we're definitely gonna be looking at this Chris guy. Chris, what's his name? Whatever.
Mingsworth.
Yeah. I'm not concerned. Maybe Dan will be, but
Well, I mean, they have some interesting people working for them. They seem to have some fairly good technology that seems pretty recent compared to some of the other companies I've seen. Wouldn't hurt if they're not directly trying to put a hit out on y'all. Maybe they can be swayed.
yeah, we're more worried about Satyr Krupp. They keep sending death teams and killing all our good engineers, so that's getting a little annoying, and I kind of want to be done with that.
Yeah, this could be mutually beneficial for the both of y'all then. Get them up to their A. You get some good security. They weren't bad, they were just up against us.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny. You said one of the guys, as soon as he heard about magic, just dropped all his shit.
yeah.
Well, in the security field around here, especially around here in Seattle, people get spooked by that a little bit more. If
Wait, hold on. They offer magic security 7 days max for 700 an hour, and yet they have people that were scared of magic. Well, it
Yeah,
either says something about their mages or something about them as a corporation. Maybe. Or maybe I'm just reaching.
well, I mean, 7-day cap, that's pretty normal. 700 an hour, that's pretty normal for a security mage. I mean, for a rented security mage, of course, if you hire, we're one of the only corporations that ethically hire mages. So, you know, most people will charge you a lot less than 700 an hour for a mage, or pay their, not charge you, they pay their mages a lot less. That more around like 30 or 40 an hour. Okay. Well,
All right.
thank you all so much, and of course, my thanks will be monetary as well. I can't wait to work with you all again, and if you need anything, you've got my comlink code stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be in touch, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. So he opens the door, turns the lights on, and then actually, so in the sidewall there are a bunch of refrigerators, full of like snacks and food and stuff. And he very awkwardly walks over and gets himself like an ice cream bar and like an egg salad sandwich. Pays for it at the little kiosk there, and walks out.
I'm getting an ice cream sandwich.
It's our Avengers
not-
moment where rather than shawarma, we're having ice cream sandwiches, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They're not that you necessarily have to worry, but they're 6 nuyen each.
Yeah, fair.
They
I'm
were-
not paying for this.
Jackie pays for you. Have the ice cream. You kept my ass alive.
Okay, as long as someone pays for this food that you were But okay, so yeah, feel free to talk amongst yourselves.
Death squads on engineers is. I guess I've never been up this high in corporations.
I still have a feeling we're getting played, and Jack's getting played right along with us. But maybe I'm just paranoid.
No, you know that feeling when you're walking downstairs and you miss a step?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I feel kind of like that. We're missing something here.
And I don't know what it is, and I don't like not knowing.
In the end, we just do the job.
We do the job, but
Yeah.
I want to make sure we're doing the job for the right people.
I mean,
delivering
it's
it
still a
to
corporation.
Yeah.
I mean,
To be fair, I like doing my modeling thing. I want to be able to keep doing my modeling thing and not have a hit on my head because I helped the wrong corporation. I'm
we're
going on
not
this because I
working with
trust
the
Jack.
AAA. The AAAs are going to want if this group is really on the rise, AAA is going to be coming after them eventually. They'll either
Okay.
kill them or they'll take them in.
If they don't get kills in return, because it seems like these guys actually have a pretty good handle on what they're doing, and that's
Yeah.
what scares me.
Yeah. And as long as we show that we've obeyed contracts, the big corporations know that we're not this going to fly off the handle if all of a sudden the people we work for get taken out.
Yeah. That's true.
And I just want to make sure that the people that we're working for aren't going to be the ones, stabbing us in the back. That's what I'm worried about.
It's always a
That's-
risk.
It is always a risk, and I don't like that risk. Doing it because Jack trusts them, apparently, and they and Jack have a history that puts me at a little bit of ease. But, take your time with this, Tinkard, but see what you can find on the Ancients and this guy in particular.
Yeah,
that we're
I'll do it over
trying
the
to find.
next few days.
You've heard of the Ancients, right?
Would I be familiar with the Ancients, aside from like just basic knowledge?
So you can give me area knowledge, Seattle. You said that you grew up in or around Redmond, right?
Me? Yes. It was either Redmond or Bellevue. I can't remember.
Barons, right?
But
Because that'd be Redmond.
Yeah, the Redmond Baron. Because
Yeah.
there's the Redmond Barons and there's the Puyallup Baron. But yeah, when you say the Baron, everybody thinks Redmond.
Yeah.
So actually, Fairbank, you can also do an area knowledge Seattle, either by yourself or you can assist Jackie with it if you want.
Ooh, I'll assist Jackie. So how do I assist again?
So roll your knowledge area Seattle, and this isn't raw how it works, but how I like it is whatever hits you get, we will add to Jackie's pool.
Does my specialization apply?
Specialization in Redmond, yes.
Awesome.
Nice.
Jackie just has general street knowledge.
Boom, 3 successes added to Jackie's.
Which would put it at 4 successes total.
Okay,
So-
so yeah, essentially, so the Ancients are an all-elf go gang. Or they used to be all-elf. They're kind of waning in the last couple years. They're opening it up mainly just to orcs, because... but it's like 99% elf, 1% everybody else. A go gang is a little different than a biker gang, because of course a biker gang insists just bikes, whereas the Ancients employ bikes, trucks, cars. Between the two of you, you have heard of a time that they once hijacked a plane from Ares Macro Technology. That didn't last very long.
Ares probably came after them hard and fast. On that one.
The Ancients are as well one of the biggest gangs in the world. They're pretty much everywhere at this point. They were born in Seattle, basically from the Tier, which is just south of specifically Seattle and the Sally Sheethay Council. And their tag is a big jagged A inside of a circle with the lines of the A outside of the circle. They are hardcore. Like even more than a Baron's gang normally.
Steadily questioning
So-
my sanity. Even further.
With that in mind, with like how hardcore these guys are we being offered like a fair payment for going up against a gang that big?
Since you're basically going against the Toronto, since you're so far away, possibly no. I would say the amount of money that you're each getting paid, 40,000 with 10 up front. The big question is if it follows you back to Seattle. If you were going up against specifically the Redmond, specifically the Seattle Ancients, yeah, this would not be enough money. Not like 100% sure not enough money, but
Jackie would be renegotiating her contract.
it'd be a good idea. Especially if you learn later that the Toronto chapter told the Seattle chapter, like, absolutely, that's a immediate extra 30 easy. But yeah, you're not getting gypped with this much amount of money.
Okay.
Right now.
Right now.
As
As far as
of
we are
right
aware,
now.
this is
There's a reason
decent,
I check
but-
pockets.
Yes.
I mean, it makes sense.
So we should probably meet up again to discuss the route.
Hey,
Yeah.
absolutely. There's some prep work that needs to get done.
Yeah, go start talking to people, see what I can find out, what word on the street is. I mean, I can't guarantee you I'm going to find much, but I can at least keep my ear to the ground.
Yeah, and then maybe we grab a drink or something, and then we could, just kick it.
Commiserate, things like that.
Mhm.
A successful job requires a trip to Dante's Inferno. Come on.
Do I
That
know?
sounds like a brilliant idea.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
You would definitely know the name Dante's Inferno without even having to roll anything. If you want to know more, you are fully free to roll an area knowledge Seattle. Dante's is not in Redmond.
By much, I'm assuming. No, actually, I am going to roll it.
Goose egg.
Oh,
0
no.
successes. I've heard of it.
It's
Never
just,
been.
It's just too fancy for Fairbank. He's never
Mm-hmm.
Dante's. I heard the name.
I'm a college kid that lives in downtown. I know Dante's.
Yes.
Jackie does know Dante's because she hit 4 out of 4 successes.
Dante's Inferno. Let me actually go grab because I already have the wiki up. Dante's Inferno. You would also know because you had just recently heard that there is a Dante's Inferno in Hong Kong as well as Seattle. But Dante's Inferno is a club in downtown Seattle that's like one of for those in the know, in Seattle, first thing you think is Space Needle, second thing you think Dante's Inferno. The club manager is an elf who goes by Alessio. It's owned by a man named Dante Passini. It's located on 5th Avenue and Madison Street in scenic downtown Seattle. Their whole motif, as you probably gleaned, is the 9 circles of hell as described in the Divine Comedy. They also have a digital host, which you can do regular digital host stuff in, get a seat, and all that other stuff. But as well, they offer SimSense. They're one of the few places in Seattle where you can go into VR and order off of their menu and taste the actual food off of their menu from the seat of your house. You don't even have to call a delivery driver. It's just, it won't fill you up.
I don't know if they got rid of it, but 20th anniversary, when you are an AR in Seattle, the AR of Hong Kong is there too. So you're all in the same club.
Yeah, that is true. That the 2 locations do hook together. Which, thank you for reminding me, for lack of a better word, is that Dante's in the Shadow community is known as sort of a jumping off point if you were going to the Asian supercontinent, or the Asian continent, because Eurasia is the super. But that's kind of a good runner point of, I'm going to Asia, let me go to Dante's Inferno and talk to some runners in Asia so I can get some stuff hooked up. Hong Kong is, of course, a little different in Shadowrun, and I haven't done enough research on it to tell you what it's like. The only thing I remember is Kowloon City, the walled city, is hardcore.
Exists in real life too.
Yeah.
Yes,
Kowloon.
it's
Your Kowloon?
Kowloon.
I've heard
Kowloon?
it pronounced in multiple ways, so I've heard
Street
it Kowloon.
Fighter anime, I just know it as Kowloon. So
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, no, it's pretty hardcore. Just even
We're-
to say, like, IRL.
were we given the cred sticks, or did Dan hand that off to like somebody else?
As you walk out, you will get the cred sticks.
Gotcha.
Let's get paid.
All right.
Finish up my ice cream. Yeah. Let's get that drink.
Yeah.
Jackie gets like the ice cream that she can share with Wade.
Aww.
Yeah, like she makes sure it's safe for him too.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Wade would have had to wait out in the van this whole time.
Yeah, but she didn't eat that much ice cream. She'll save it.
Yeah.
Like it's
All
one
right.
of those little cup type deals.
Okay. So as you leave, there's an elf woman, hilariously also named Jackie, who hands each of you 3 cred sticks. So let me remind myself how the pay. Yes. Okay. So math. I can do math. Oh no. That's right. Okay. So whoever is the first to the security booth gets a cred stick with 10,000. So one of you gets 3. Everybody else gets 2.
Okay.
There's that 10,000 cred stick, so that you can split it up amongst yourselves however you want. And then the 2 that everybody else gets is the bonus 18,000 that Dan and Dan agreed on as your bonus for unforeseen circumstances. And then the 10,000 advance for the next job.
Gotcha. So the 18,000, that is also going to be split between all 4 of us, right?
No, each one of you is getting paid 18 individually.
Awesome. But the 10,000, we're each getting paid 10,000 individually?
As the advance for the next job.
Okay.
So 10 to split,
10 to split,
18
right.
for everybody, 10 for everybody.
Okay.
All right. Let's see.
I'm gonna
Let
have
me
to do
break
that
up.
on that one.
Yeah.
My brain's
So
like,
let's see.
nope.
Fairbank takes out. He actually has a notebook and a pen. Like I have it in my inventory. He takes it out and he writes down some things. So okay, 10,000 divided by 4. Oh, that's nice. 2,500.
Yes.
So
I did make sure that it was divisible by 4 before. Like when I was in the planning stage of this run, I was like, whatever they get paid, I need to make sure that it's easily divisible by 4.
and I appreciate that. It's the addition part that my brain is going, nope.
So altogether, everyone would get paid 30.5 thousand. So 30,500.
Okay. Now I get to do more math to add it to my existing.
And actually, I'll give you all your karma right now. You get 3 karma.
Ooh. Let's
Nice.
see. Where
Oh, wait, hold on.
do we record karma?
Karma, I believe, would be on your character tab in your character sheet.
Oh.
So that's the
There we go.
very last tab. Getting
Yeah.
attacked by a
Sorry.
kitty.
I am getting attacked by a kitty.
Yes. So add that to your career karma and current karma, just so when you spend it on something in Chummer, because that is where I recommend you spend your karma in your Chummer. That will make your life so much easier.
Yes.
Okay.
As well, I need to. So that didn't happen. Okay. So all of you get 1 notoriety.
Ooh.
Yes. And actually, because of everything, you would also get 2 street cred.
Nice.
Nice.
Yes.
Hopefully no public awareness. Actually, that is a question. Would Jackie have public awareness given her background?
She would? I thought we had agreed that it was 3.
Okay. We probably did. It's just been a long time and my brain does not work.
Yes. So that's not more public for anybody else. It's just what Jackie's public awareness already was.
My notoriety will be 5.
Yes.
There's a story there. Jackie wants to know that at your own
Wow.
time.
There is.
There is. And for Tankard's sake, let's hope you never find out. But for story's sake, let's hope you do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He once destroyed a carnival.
No,
Ship.
I hate
it's
clowns.
you.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay.
And so, with our last couple 45 minutes, I was thinking, why don't we do your a short little time, your guys' time at Dante's, and then what it looks like as you all go back home, and we'll end it as whoever's the last one is last home.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So yeah, for those of you who've never been to Dante's, definitely walking in. Do you get a reservation or not? Like, as you're all kind of gearing up to go to Dante's, does anyone say, "Let's get a reservation"?
I have 2,000 credits from the guys that I killed that I went through their pockets, so I'll use that to get us a reservation.
Nice.
Hey, that works.
I'll need an extra 1,000 actually.
Okay.
Jack pitched that one
Okay.
in.
All right. So that's 3,000 new yen to get a reservation, because otherwise you would have had to wait 2 weeks. A table magically appears. And so as you walk in, Fairbank, you would actually immediately feel the presence of a number of fire spirits. And actually stepping in, you would see that those fire spirits are just in the astral plane. They're not being dual natured. And they're just kind of floating around outside and inside, floating around, just watching everybody. Although at the very bottom of Dante's Inferno, there is one air spirit, because ice spirits don't exist. It's an air spirit.
So, do these spirits, have they clocked me yet? Because I have Astral Chameleon. I like to think of Fairbank as like, he's really loud, like, in the physical realm, but in the astral realm, he's actually very quiet and soft and, like, easy to overlook.
Which might be a
Do
good
the
thing.
spirit... Right. No, it was recommended as a quality to take. Do these spirits or would I be concerned about spirits clocking me or not?
If they do, throughout the whole night that you're here, if they ever clock you, it doesn't seem like it. You know, they just they're going about their business.
Okay.
Everyone who still has a comlink, as you... I'm sorry.
Actually, I do have a question. They're an electronics company. Would Dan and Dan have any available comlinks? Even a
Actually,
prototype?
yes. They have a vending machine right outside of the warehouse where you can buy, what is it? Oh, I used to... Metalinks. You can buy a 100 new yen burner Metalink. If you...
I'll do that for the moment, because I also kind of want to start texting Shadow just to kind of like, hey, here's a heads up. We have a couple of things to talk about. Nothing bad. I don't. Yeah, nothing bad. Just kind of like shit's about to hit the fan, maybe, and I don't want it to hit you in the process.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, 100 new yen, device rating 1, Metalink. But as you walk up to Dante's Inferno, all of you would get a. Do you wanna put a mark on Dante's Inferno for these extra cyber amenities? And it lists all of the things you would get if you let them put a mark on your device.
No.
Actually, I have a burner.
Yeah, you have a burner. I say go for it.
Yeah.
For me, not tonight.
Let's have some. You can play with it if you want.
You get a 5% off if your meal is 100 new yen or more. You also get 10% off your next meal the next time you come in. And as well a bunch of other kind of like, how to put it, like early 2000s goodies. You get a free augment for your persona that puts little fake devil horns on your Matrix persona. You also get to take a Dante's Inferno skin of Seattle. So while you're on the Emerald City grid, it'll have kind of a 9 circles of hell skin over it. Normally it's just kind of a boring wireframe or something like that. And finally, it gives you a set of emotes that you can download for certain popular message boards and things. So certain MMOs take it.
Important question. Does Wraith take off their helmet when we go into Dante's?
I would have changed before going. And so, yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
Are you in your, I guess, street clothes?
No, this is Dante's Inferno.
Okay, so you're in your club
oh,
clothes
yes.
Yes.
Nice.
now. So Jackie,
yeah.
if you're fully exposed as the age that you are, Jackie's going to be like, oh god, I'm taking a kid with me.
Well,
you're at least over 18, right?
Yes,
You asked
in
that question
college.
earlier. My
They're getting into Dante's.
good, because you should not know what that crab dangler is.
well, not to the last point, but to the first point of under 18s running the shadows. It's well known to those who have been in the shadow community for a while. There's lots of under 18, under 16 shadow runners.
Yeah. There are just certain things that Jackie wants to, shadow running is one thing. Knowing what certain acts are is another.
Yes.
But no, I'm so Wraith is decked out in a sheer, like, somewhat androgynous gown, elven in appearance, and the fiber optic hair, like dreadlocks, so
Nice.
that are now exposed.
Yeah,
Nice.
that is.
And it probably pulses, and the hair pulses and plays along with the lighting of the club.
Nice.
Yeah, Jackie's tattoo is probably doing the same at this point.
Yeah. Oh man.
Forget
Oh, I love that.
forget she has that like giant LED tattoo.
My character's jealous of the tattoo.
I know a place.
The food is really good. The atmosphere is really good. You have to go all the way down to get to the dance floor. But up on the upper rings is where you get your food and you sit down. What is it? There's they've got actually less security here than at the Pale Moonlight. So when does anyone walk in with weapons at all?
I walk in with a holster on my thigh just to advertise what I do, but I don't have anything in it.
Okay, so there's not a okay.
Do they have like a coat check? Sorry, Ben.
They have a code check, yes. Why do you ask?
Fairbank is like, he doesn't know what like Dante's, like he knows a little bit about Dante's, but pretty clueless. Going from this high intensity job to the warehouse debrief and now to like dinner, so he's still got like all his stuff. He's got his big ass backpack that has like a crowbar in it and like a med kit. So he's just like, yeah, if there's a bag check, he'll put his like crossbow on there and the buck bag on there and all that kind of stuff. Be like, oh, thanks, I didn't want to carry it.
You could have just left it in Tancred's bin.
Yeah.
You know what? In hindsight,
Yeah,
excellent.
We probably would have stopped somewhere and like showered and changed or something if you needed it.
Yeah, Jackie would very much like a shower and change.
I mean, if Wraith had to go and get prettied up, well, I mean, the rest of us have to.
we'll say get cooled up.
Cooled up, yes. But I like.
Yes.
I mean, in Jackie's case, it is pretty dead.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
As well,
Fairbank sniffs himself and he's like,
especially with that knowledge roll, Jackie, you would know that Dante's is not a place that is okay with weapon. Like, they'll call the police if you have a weapon on you.
Yeah. Like,
okay, then maybe I leave those in the car.
if Jackie sees you getting out of the car with your bag and your weapon, she's gonna be like, no, put those back.
But
No. In the car.
Okay, and Fairbank drops him in the car.
They would also ask Tankard to check his, to leave his deck in his car.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah, that's fine.
The rigger command console they don't know how to deal with.
It's
so they're
implanted.
like,
I mean,
oh, there's that too, yeah. The food is really great. Anyone with a medium lifestyle or below, you don't have to worry unless you want to have real meat. Unless it's that, the only thing you would have to pay for is if you were like, I want fancy food, fancy drinks.
This is already fancy for Fairbank. This is already very fresh.
What is your lifestyle, actually?
Oh, mine is like, because I just I stay with the carnival, so
Right.
my lifestyle is like the bottom one.
Right. If I remember right, was it street or squatter? Because if it's actually,
I think it was street because like I like work and live in the carnival for the most part.
okay, and actually, yeah, between low and medium, you don't have to worry about the prices here. But street and squatter, yeah, the cheapest thing on the menu is like 23 new yen.
I mean, we just got paid, so I'm
yeah,
good.
we're all good.
Okay, yeah. For Fairbank, I will say overall the night cost you about 200 new yen.
200.
But for everybody else, you don't have to worry about it because your lifestyles are high enough. Yeah, the atmosphere is also pretty great. All of the wait staff, where this high up, it's not too scandalous. But the farther down you go, the less clothes the wait staff wears. Especially because
Interesting.
after the third ring, they stop serving food. So it becomes more of a
Nightclub.
yes, a
After Dark Club.
after dark. Yes, thank you. Which we will not get into any more than that. Uh, but yeah. Is there anything in particular you all would talk about while at dinner? Any fun facts or trivia about your characters?
Not business.
and
Yes.
Tankard would like start out. So the next job, I'm thinking, and if someone,
No. No.
you know what?
You're going to eat your food, and we're going to talk about something other than running.
I buy a bottle for the table.
Nice.
I pour everybody a drink. And pretty much my character's like, let's go down to the 4th level and dance it up.
That works for me.
Hell yeah.
And
For this.
they do not
Shoot
care.
one drink, grab another, and head on down.
Yep.
Hey,
They don't
Tankard,
care
let me beer.
if y'all can dance or not.
It's true.
It's very true. But you have also Jackie to be your wingman or wingwoman in this case, if you need. So.
Would, again, trying to be as Twitch friendly as possible, would anyone get a friend for the night?
Well, I think if there was someone who seemed hot, available, and around Fairbank's age, I think Fairbank would try his, hey, do you want to see a magic trick, and bring out his deck of cards. But I think it would probably go about as well as it did the first time. But, he's just here to have a good time. It might not be successful, but it just matters that he tried.
Jackie actually turns down a couple of offers. So, she flirts, but, that's as far as it goes.
Let's see. Fairbank, your friend for the night, finds it very charming.
Yes! Yes! Yeah, I invite them to dance and to hang out with us a little bit. I kind of invite an additional human in, or not a human, an additional meta person. And if they're cool, if they pass the vibe check, they can party with us tonight. But
They're a Sasquatch.
yes,
Yeah.
Because so.
oh, I'm partying with the Sasquatch.
So in
Wow.
Run Faster, there is for generating NPCs, specifically contact NPCs, there's a number of D6 that you roll for certain creatures, and I remember there's not anything specifically for Sasquatch, but there is one for player or GM decides, and I rolled enough for me to decide, and I was like, Sasquatch. So it makes sense.
Hell yeah,
That is amazing.
hell yeah.
I mean,
What was the
If-
Ben Stiller movie where he plays a model?
Zoolander?
Oh,
Zoolander.
Zoolander,
And
yes!
I'm thinking the party from Zoolander at this point.
Yeah. For some reason, I can only remember the gasolines.
Orange mocha frappuccino.
That actually sounds good, now that I think about it, though. I am
Tankard?
weird, though.
You as well get approached by a number of people. How do you respond?
This man's taken. And at some point, I'll do a group shot of all of us and send it over to Ginger and say, hey, we're at Dante's. I'll be here most of the night. Sorry, or come join us.
Ginger Bear does decide to come join you, and about 10-20 minutes later, he
Wow,
shows
okay.
up, but
Someone's not working.
his second shift was actually a little shorter than he was expecting. But as well, while he's on his way, one of the people who approaches you says, "Have I seen you with a big troll named Ginger Bear who works at the I have it in my notes. Don't tell me. Rusty Cage?"
Maybe. Have you been there?
Yeah, I actually worked for them for a couple of weeks before I need to make one more dice of fate decision before I started working for a company here in downtown Seattle.
That's how it works when you usually work at the Rusty Cage.
Yeah, have you heard of R&R?
I have not. What do they do?
Yeah, so they're an entertainment company. And they've been hiring a lot of local talent to come work for them.
Wow. What, do you have a business card or anything for them?
Yeah, they even gave me one on dead tree paper, and lo and behold, it is a dead tree paper. This person's name is Darla Niedermeyer.
Accepted.
Yeah, and she actually works as a talent scout.
Well,
She is
awesome.
also a dwarf.
That's interesting.
Very intriguing. Well, I'll have to let my friend Jackie know. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
My name, I'm Darla Niedermeyer. Ginger would probably know me as Sugar Galore.
Oh, okay. I remember you.
Yeah, I was the one who did the thing with, well, I mean, we're in,
Ish.
well, yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
Looks at Wraith
Uh,
and says, yeah, you're right. Right as Wraith comes back.
Sorry, my dogs were howling.
Oh, no.
You're fine.
Here's yours.
Yeah, well, hey, it's good to see you. I gotta go join my friends. We're having a night out for a birthday party. I'm sure I'll get in contact with you. We'll be in touch.
Awesome, thanks. The R&R symbol on that exact same as you were expecting.
Interesting.
The mystery deepens. Something is going on here.
Yeah.
Does
one
my
is-
friend
followed us,
Julius know anything? That's the name of the I gave this. That's the name I gave the Sasquatch. My Sasquatch friend, Julius.
Aw.
Julius unfortunately does not know anything because they. Oh, I had this question answered. They work for. That's right, Renraku. They actually used to work at the Arcology before it got shut down. The Arcology before it got
Interesting.
shut down.
Oh,
Yeah.
They still work for Renraku.
all right. Ooh. Do I get any interesting interactions seeing that?
So
Ooh.
yeah, you.
Hey, I know a scout here's a card.
Yeah, like right as that happens, Tankard, I imagine he like immediately beelines it to Jackie. Hey,
Oh yeah.
a talent scout handed me this card.
You should have asked her if she knew Chris. Should have asked her if she knew Chris.
I should have. Not tonight. We're not here on business.
You're right, we're not. If they want my services, they know how to contact me.
There you go.
Is there a roll to see how good I am at dancing? Or is it just what my heart tells me?
What's funny is I believe
There is a. It
a
is.
perform, right? Yeah,
Um,
because Jackie has a specialization in it.
Yep.
Yeah. God, where was it?
It's under social skills, actually.
Yeah, performance, specialization dancing, which I don't know if you specialize. Okay, I didn't think so.
Nope.
I feel like if you
Okay,
had,
I'm
you
gonna
would
try to
know.
roll it.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, let's see the
Unroll it.
dancing.
One
Oh,
success!
Oh, hey.
You are
That's
able to
actually-
stay upright. Yeah.
That's something. It might fall more into the charming category.
It's the Carlton.
Yep. Nice.
I mean, that's a charming dance. It's very dorky, but it's charming. It fits for Fairbanks.
Yeah, Julius digs it.
You know, I'm just gonna. This is more like, am I actually trying, or am I just kind of just standing on the sidelines enjoying the vibe? 3 successes, so
Nice.
I'm kind of there.
Yeah, doing pretty good.
I'm not trying. I'm just kind of like. Yeah.
So, Wraith, you actually get someone from your God, I remember the name. From your basics in circuitry class. You know, you're kind of dancing. They see you and they're like, and you're like, oh, that's Freddie Tomlinson. Freddie is a girl. She's a human. And as she runs up, she's like, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing here?"
Dancing and living, what are you doing?
Oh, me and my dad just got back from a conference, actually. Well, one of my dad's conference. He's up on the 9th floor.
I was going to ask if you were alone here.
Well, you know, yes and no. Would you like to dance?
Absolutely.
Cool. Would you? You do not have to roll your dancing, but you can.
No, they dance, you know, and that, whatever.
Yeah.
Just because we came together doesn't mean we have to leave together, guys.
Fair.
Fair. But Jackie does send Wraith a quick text if she overhears the part about Jackie or Wraith's friend being there with her father. You need a distraction.
Nope.
All right. Not in that case.
No, more likely Wraith will be like, you know, when she said, she leans in and she's like, you know, when I asked if you were alone, what I really meant to say is, are you sure you want to?
She looks you up and down and she says, "I've got my own car. No, I don't think I'd like to be alone. Let me just let my dad know that we're going to be stopping by the villa."
And off we go.
Yeah, and you can see there's a
Candles.
lot of surprise in her
Wait.
face.
Wait, when Wraith like makes to leave, can Fairbank reach out and try to do like a small secret handshake with Wraith?
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, Jackie's just watching proudly, sipping on a drink. Like, aw, I don't even have to teach her. Or them.
All right. Secret handshake done. Tankard, you would also see Wraith leaving with a very nice looking I would say kind of Astlaner looking girl. Long flowing hair, kind of sun darkened skin. Very
I'll raise my
bright.
glass as you go by. Cheers.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. Ginger bear?
Party well into the night.
Yes. Many parties were had. Much partying was had. Nice. So yeah, it's the next morning. Did anyone else split off from the three?
Jackie probably did, especially if Shadow got back into contact with her after.
He does. Pretty quickly he does, and he's you can tell that he's concerned. In that sort of like, you know, I get that this is obviously a work thing, so you know, I'm just worried about you.
Yeah, and she'll ask if there's a quiet place to meet up where he wants to meet, and then head off there. Like,
All right.
she might pick up a bottle of cheap champagne on the way out.
Well, the cheapest champagne they have is
Maybe not-
$6.35.
Not necessarily from Dante's Inferno. It was
Okay.
like a passing bodega.
Yeah, you stop by the liquor barn and grab the $20 champagne or the 20 new yen champagne.
Yeah.
That's probably more soy than champagne.
Probably, but it's more for her because, like, she just wants to unwind, but she wants to do it in the safety of her own home. or supervised safety, wherever she and Shadow meet.
And
So,
Fairbank also offers Jackie a secret handshake. Extends the hand.
yeah. And Jackie accepts as she walks off.
Yeah.
Nice.
I kind of imagine it a little bit like, you know, like in School of Rock, how they had like different like secret handshakes.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
cute. Yeah, I can see that.
Nice. So, Tanker, once Ginger Bear gets there, Ginger Bear does recognize both the real name and the stage name of Darla. And he corroborates. I remember she just got up and left one day, said she got a new position somewhere, couldn't really tell the rest of us about anything. Kind of interesting she told. Can I see that?
Yeah, absolutely. Also,
I haven't-
introductions. Fairbanks, Julius. This is Ginger. Ginger, this is Sasquatch. And Fairbanks. I mean, Julius. Sorry.
I missed Ginger Bear.
Probably
Maybe we
just like in
pass.
passing. Yeah. As you're
Yeah.
walking out, like, I'm like, oh, this is Ginger.
Nice to meet you, but I've got a place to be.
Right.
Kind of winks as she passes by. What does Ginger Bear look like?
Ginger is a 6-foot troll.
Okay. Yeah, Jackie definitely winks in that, like, I'd like to work with you someday kind of industry nod.
Yes, although I don't know that the two of you are in the same industry. Adjacent.
There's a
Jason.
Jason, yeah.
Adjacent.
We don't have to be into each other to have a fun time at a photo shoot.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
Ginger might disagree a little bit, but
It depends on the photo shoot, to be fair.
That's true.
but getting introduced to Fairbank, Ginger's hand takes up your entire forearm, pretty much.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, gives an enthusiastic shake back that says, yeah, heard a lot about you, so really excited to meet you in person.
Only good
Right.
stories. I've only told good stories, not like last time.
Good. I don't want to have to relive the chandelier incident, or the second chandelier incident, which was somehow worse.
So, let me tell you a story. And then, like, there's that crowd fade out, and I'm just telling a chandelier story.
Ginger is like crushing your shoulder the whole time. And then Ginger gives a big handshake to Julius, and Ginger says, yeah, so actually my second cousin twice removed is a Sasquatch. It's interesting to get to see another one.
Fairbank isn't going to go home with Julius. They are going to exchange numbers and talk about meeting up sometime to play a game where they pretend to be other people and roll some dice and having some fun together.
Aw.
So maybe
Yes.
made a new friend, but
Funnily
will
enough, Shadowrun as a game both exists in Shadowrun and became popularized around 2020. It's become more niche in universe than it is IRL. But especially with the explosion of Shadowrunner trids, books, video games, it's gotten a bit of a resurgence.
So then when Fairbank goes to say bye to Tankard and Ginger, Fairbank waves bye to Ginger, goes to give Tankard a secret handshake, and at the end of the secret handshake, Fairbank is gonna pull Tankard into a hug.
Oh, absolutely. I was gonna say, we do the handshake, but I'm just like, no, and just give you a big
Yeah.
old bear hug.
Then afterwards,
do you
I do
ride
like
home?
that would actually be lovely. That
Yeah,
it is
we'll
a very
go,
long
we'll go.
walk.
Yeah, we'll go.
You especially don't want to walk through Redmond. Don't walk through Redmond for your health.
Yeah, no, please don't walk the Roman.
I don't want to have to run 7 combat encounters here.
Right.
But we will drive Fairbanks home.
Jackie probably walks to wherever she's going. It might take her a little bit, but she'll get there.
Okay, and I think as everybody goes to sleep or doesn't, I think that would be a good fade out, a good end to Emerald City Nights. And it was so unbelievably wonderful to get to do this with all of you, to get to meet more and play with you all and get to meet your runners, and I'd love to get to see them again sometime soon in the near future, if at all
Oh, yeah.
possible.
Same here.
Loved it.
Yeah, this was
Ditto.
definitely fun. Yeah.
So
I like everybody's interactions with each other. Just gotta say that.
Oh, absolutely.
yes, I'm very excited for whenever we get together again. That will be the start of everybody coming back together after 3 weeks, we will say, of downtime, getting the stuff that you think you might need, doing research, all of that good stuff.
Yeah, and also thank you, Asu, for GMing and
Yes,
leading us
thank
through this and
you.
putting
Thank
up
you.
the story and guiding us through it. Like it's been really fun. Thank you, Asu.
Letting me indulge in my ability to just run with a backstory. Just take off.
It's definitely my favorite thing out of everything.
I look forward to seeing where Jackie and Shadow end up eventually.
Yes, same for everybody.
Yes, everybody. I want happy endings for everybody.
Yep.
We'll see. Let's
As
see.
happy as
Shadowrun,
Shadowrun
we'll find
endings
out.
can be.
Listen, nothing bad should have ever happened to Julius. I'm invested in Julius now.
Aw.
Oh no, don't tell me that. Now you know I have to do something about that.
Oh no.
No.
Okay, I think that's a good ending spot.
All right.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you
Well,
so much.
night, everyone. Tune in on this weekend. Charity stream coming up. Be sure to go
Yes.
there. Go to our Discord to check out what's going on. We'll see y'all later.
Bye,
Night, everybody.
everyone.